Kevin, what do you think this bottle of sand is from?
Joey, I know exactly what it's from.
Okay,
it's
well
from,
then tell me.
It's from Scarif, Rogue One. I'm setting everything
Oh.
up. Put it back. It's special for me.
What if the lid wasn't on and I just shook it everywhere?
I don't know. Then we'd buy a vacuum and vacuum it all up. And
Kevin
then
and I
I'd
have
make
talked
you
a
eat
lot
it.
about buying vacuums
You
this
didn't hear,
week.
you didn't hear? I threatened to make you eat it.
Eat the sand?
Yeah.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Kind of Funny pre-show. I'm Joey. I would read the chat, but Kevin just walked out and didn't put the chat on the screen. But don't worry. Well, don't worry, but give me a second so I can find it on my phone and read it there. I'm going to click that, put it in Slack, and put it on my phone. It's a whole thing. Something that I don't appreciate about YouTube is that even when I'm logged in to the Kind of Funny Prime YouTube channel and I pull up a Kind of Funny Prime video, it still makes me watch an ad, which is weird because it's on the channel I'm logged into. That doesn't really make any sense. But hello, everyone. Thanks for bearing with us as we flip sets real quick.
What? No, we're done flipping set. The hell are you talking about?
Well, yeah, I was supposed to start 15 minutes ago. I was giving updates in the chat.
Oh, I
You know?
didn't start the fucking timer. That's only a minute and 20
so
seconds.
high.
Yeah, you know, Fran's a short kid.
Just adjust this. Move over there.
Oh, you're not even talking to chat. My bad.
I pulled up the chat on my phone, Kevin.
Oh, look at the brain on Joey.
I know.
Joey's so smart.
200 IQ move. 200 IQ. Are we going to talk about Peacock on Friday? Oh, is that the new streaming service?
I'm sure
I
we're
would
going to
assume
mention
so.
it. We're getting to the
I don't
point
have
where
any.
it's like now there's like streaming services that like fucking don't matter, you know?
Yeah.
Are we going to join Peacock? Are we going to be Peacocking it? I
Is it
doubt
Peacock?
No.
it. Peacock is PBS's. Is it PBS?
No, NBC.
NBC, thank you. Their streaming service.
Can you pump up the magnification?
Yeah.
Enhance.
I got some of those old people eyes now. Perfect.
Man, a lot has gone wrong, you know?
It's been a week.
Yeah. It's still fucking happening, too.
We are firing on all cylinders, plus some extra ones that are maybe all duct taped together.
Too many cylinders.
Yeah.
Me and you have had a day, Joey.
We've had...
Well, it seems like a lot of other people have had really hard, stressful days. Me and you, man, we're chilling there. We're sending Aaron Carter videos back and forth.
Yeah.
Some no secrets.
No secrets.
I
Some
haven't thought
wild
about no
orchid.
secrets in too long.
So we've been talking about all these... What?
Greg,
Do you have a question?
The ones. Yeah, Aaron Carter, crazy?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Nick Carter's sister did a little restraining order against Aaron Carter.
Just a little one.
Just a little.
I saw it yesterday.
It doesn't seem great. But since we were talking about all these girl groups today, I DM'd one Chastity Vicencio, and I was like, Chast, did you ever watch The Great Pretender? And she was like, is that the show with Fergie? I was like, yes, in fact it is. And she was like, I can hear the theme song playing in my head
I
right
love
now.
it. So here's the thing. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, or if you do, take a second of your time to go look up the YouTube video, Oh, Aaron by Aaron Carter.
Yeah.
Watch the whole thing. There's a lot of plot twists. There's a lot that goes on.
A lot of plot
You know what I
holes
mean?
and just jumps. It's a
Lots of-
definitely
but
suspend your disbelief.
But the biggest twist that I didn't know all these years later is that the girls that sing the chorus, the Aaron, oh Aaron,
What are we going to do?
They're no secrets. They're
Yeah.
the group that sing the "That's What Girls Do" song.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's super wild. I don't
Cool
remember
Greg
that.
is Cool Gregifying this a lot.
All I remember is that's how I beat Shaq or Aaron Party.
They can't hear Cool Greg, just a heads up. No, it's
He's
not your
asking you
fault,
about a
Cool
song
Greg.
about Aaron's grandma burning flags.
It's the my grandma and your grandma sitting by the fire. My grandma said to your grandma, I'm going to set your flag on fire. Talk about, hey now. Hey, you're bringing gang stuff into it? Like, get over here. Get over here.
I've realized that I have some gaps in my Aaron Carter knowledge.
It's upsetting.
I know. It's because I was so pro NSYNC and even Backstreet Boys and giant 98 Degrees fan that like I didn't have time to deal with the Aaron Carter.
As you can imagine,
Yeah.
I idolized him.
Really?
There was nothing I
It's
wanted
because
more.
he beat Shaq?
He beat Shaq, but like, dude, do you see that party he threw?
Aaron's party, come get it.
God, dude.
It was a big deal. Also exciting in this renaissance of 90s singers and 2000 singers. Mandy Moore put out new music yesterday.
I still haven't listened.
I haven't
man.
listened to it either, but I love her.
1 second.
Didn't Aaron Carter date Jamie Lynn Spears?
No, but he did date Hillary Duff.
Oh, he dated Hillary Duff. Interesting.
Wow, that mic really picked you up.
That's impressive.
Frankie.
Frankie.
Joey, what the fuck?
Oh. Kevin, we've gone over this.
It's
Sometimes
It's
I just
gross
have to burp.
regardless. Turn away from the mic.
Somebody blew their nose earlier. Kevin was like,
Greg.
too loud.
It was way too hot.
He's blowing his nose.
Cover the mic. Warn me.
it's fine. I was wondering, is that the one from the fridge? I saw that in there earlier. I was like, I can't tell if this is just up for grabs or if someone was trying to like save it.
It was, Joey. It was up for grabs. And I grabbed it, motherfucker.
It's hard to know. I didn't know if it was
is.
just a spare one or not. Was Jamie Lynn at the Zoe 101 reunion?
No.
I don't know.
No. It was everyone but her.
Right.
Wasn't she the star?
She
Wasn't
was-
she
she
Zoe?
was Zoe.
Kids now?
In fact.
Yeah.
I don't
I also
remember.
read an article today about all the crazy conservatorship stuff over Britney Spears and like how she doesn't have control over everything.
It's nuts, man.
I know.
No, Brittany.
Just like her.
I miss her.
I do too. I'm still
Was
really
that-
upset
was
that
that-
she canceled her residency. That was supposed to be my
Yeah.
30th birthday trip.
Yeah, Paula was upset. She was like, you guys were planning some shit.
I know we were, and then we haven't done anything since then.
Did you turn 30?
Yeah. Bye, Fran.
Fran Mirabella, man. Like, it's like,
He almost fell.
I
I
just
don't want to make a
can't
big deal.
put
but
it into
He
words.
nearly tripped. And
I
he was
forget. Fran was sitting at Barrett's desk for a little bit today and talking with me, and Andy was in the room. I think Cool Greg was around too. And then he left to go in the back room, and Andy just starts laughing. He was like, fucking Fran, man. Like, just the ultimate character. And I don't understand.
My life. It's just so great. I'm so lucky that I live in a timeline that I have Fran, Cool Greg, and James Burke.
Damn, dude. Couldn't even get a shout out.
Yeah.
You're,
Different.
yeah, you're different. Like, I wouldn't call you a character. You're a personality.
You
I
have
don't know.
character element.
You're
I
like
don't
a
know the difference.
all caps personality.
Kevin just flipped off Tim.
What?
Joey, make me on your
Cap.
business, you know?
I'm narrating for the people that can't see. It's not like we have a Kev cam back there. I can show everybody what you're doing at all times.
Jesus. Oh, I don't like it. I hate him. I hate him so much.
Why is the camera so red? Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Now you matched my skin tone.
Also, it's too dark and oh, there we go. There we go.
You got to talk into the mic if you're going to talk.
Yeah.
Is Shock the
Yeah, shock mic's on.
I feel like every time I try to keep up with the girls from TV shows I liked in the past, I'm always disappointed about what they're up to now, like married or whatever. But there's that one girl from there's that one girl from Modern Family, and I asked him one time, I was like, "What's she up to?" He's like, "Oh, she's just twerking all the time. She goes over here, she twerks. She goes
Ariel?
over there, and she twerks."
Yeah, probably
Ariel
Ariel.
Winter. She is twerking all the time, dude.
That's cool.
Yo, you know what? The oldest sister, Sarah Hyland
Yeah.
from Modern Family. You know what
Wait,
she's up to?
isn't that the one we're talking about? I thought she was the one
No.
twerking all the time.
The
No,
younger
the
one
twerking
is
one's
the
the
twerk.
middle one.
Oh, I
Or-
take it back.
yeah.
I didn't care about her ever, but all right.
Well, then the older one, do you know what she's up to?
God, it was twerking. I'm disappointed.
She's getting married to one of the Bachelor contestants.
Really?
Yeah.
They have like
one
a-
of our
She was on the
favorites.
show? Oh no, he
She
lost
wasn't-
it.
She loved the show. He
Dope.
lost.
Dope.
But like, remember when we did Kind of Funny Prom,
When we did prom, yeah.
and then when I asked Gia to go to prom with me, and I had the Bachelor people talk,
Oh yeah. Yep.
the guy that did it is now with Sarah Hyland.
Swear, when we get on, we have cool friends, dude.
I don't know, man. Wells.
Oh man,
Would be good.
Wells
He's
here.
awesome.
making cocktails left and right.
Left and right. He's a bartender.
As much as Chris Harrison has the dream job in Bachelor Nation, Wells really has it good because he plays the bartender on Bachelor in Paradise, and he just like makes drinks and like talks
Listens
with
to
everybody.
people's problem and starts shit.
Like, oh, what do you guys think about them talking over there? Who do you think has stronger feelings? All this stuff, just starting all the drums.
That's all I want.
It's too much drama, man.
Yeah, I know, but that's when it's like a competition kind of to some degree. But
Mike 'em?
No, I'm saying put the mic in front of you.
Oh, that's fine.
Well, I mean, we didn't hear the question.
I don't like being heard.
Thank you.
right.
what's the count on veteran submissions? I don't know because Stack Up is running all of that, so I don't have access to the back end stuff.
Ignacio says, Tim, when are we having Hassan on We Have Cool Friends? I don't fucking know. I mean, he's
would be the
welcome
dream.
anytime, but I
Just
don't
tweet
know.
at him.
What's up?
I said tweet at him.
I've
That
been
would be
doing.
crazy.
Speaking of Ignacio, I've been doing thirst tweets with Hassan every once in a while.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like not consistently, but it's like I try to get on his radar.
Yeah.
I haven't succeeded. He's liked a couple of my tweets.
Hey,
You know what I
got
mean?
Nugs here for you. if
Yeah.
you want.
He's aware that I am a
Fan.
person on Twitter.
Got it. You show up in that verified tab.
It's just, I get that check. Checking the cash.
Taking the cash.
It is so. That would be like the most hype episode of anything ever.
I'd be really stoked about it.
Because I feel like you,
I'd be
you
so
guys both have that
embarrassed.
same like hype.
I'd be
energy.
embarrassed too
Because
because
it's like, look
we
at
only
our
have one
LED wall.
screen.
It's tiny.
Yeah,
It's
and,
so small.
And on top of that, he's way smarter than me.
Oh
Like,
my god.
it's intimidating.
It's not even fucking close.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Did you see that the place that we're having the London meet and greet has an LED ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
I will say, out of all the things to have LED,
Ceiling is a
probably
weird
the
one.
least.
But if it's like
necessary.
a clubby
I ain't
music
talking
venue,
shit, though.
No,
Oh,
no.
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's
You
real
guys,
dope. But
right now, if we have, do we have access to like put an image up there?
yeah.
Have the best friends do a challenge. Who does the best kind of funny Sistine Chapel?
Yes.
Yeah. And then have that put up there, and everyone
Yes.
takes selfies aimed up, like, you know.
I've always
Down
wanted
shot.
this. We've talked about it.
Uh-huh.
And like this, so this is a little peek inside Tim Gettys' brain, circa 2008. All right, I'm making music videos.
2008.
I'm making Akon music
This
videos.
is like freshman year of college.
when me and my brother
too.
first moved into the Daly City house.
Mm-hmm.
I had the idea to do the Sistine Chapel thing. I wanted somebody to paint me and my brother. This is before I knew Panda Musk. That would have made things a lot easier.
So much easier.
But I wanted to do the whole, us touching.
David.
And then I wanted it to be on the roof, and we were on the ceiling. We put it up there.
Oh, there's a statue,
but
right?
there was like no way. Just David.
I know. I thought the person.
I think
that was it's a different painting, a
Something
different
of
art.
man,
piece,
isn't
yeah.
it?
I have no idea. Michelangelo's involved.
the creation of man.
There we go.
Christian man.
Birth
There you
of
go.
man, maybe?
Yeah.
Tim, do the pointing at your head thing you did a second ago again. You went like this. Really dramatically.
I don't know. Anyways, but I didn't have any means to do it, or like I didn't have money or funding or
Yeah.
like video walls and shit. So the plan was to just get it done and then go to Kinko's and print it out on a bunch of pieces of paper.
Oh my gosh.
And then one by one put the paper.
No joke. My friend Mauro and Alex did that same thing.
Really?
Legitimate, like exactly how you just described it. On their wall,
Geniuses,
he
man.
photoshopped himself on like God, and then Alex was on the other I forgot who I forgot who's in the
Was it a
painting.
good Photoshop?
It was fine, but it was like, but it was done that way. It was printed on a bunch of papers, and they were just taped together and put on like their giant wall.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Did they print it at home, or did they take it somewhere professionally to get printed?
No, they did like a. It wasn't a professional print. It was just on fucking 8.5 by 11s.
No, but
Should-
what I mean is, did they go to like FedEx and have it printed, or did they
Yeah, I'd assume so. I don't think they had a printer at home.
Yeah. Should that be the next for the inevitable next studio? We replace Kevin in the bathroom with the painting of God with you.
Kevin
Cool
needs to
Greg.
stay in the bathroom forever.
Yeah, that's
But we can always add. You know what I mean?
But we can bring the
Maybe.
painting out sometime.
From my mouth to God's ears, maybe the next studio will have 2 bathrooms.
It won't.
And we'll need another painting for the second one.
We will need another painting. I want a different angle. I want the same painting from,
but
But from
just
behind, and we put them on the same wall.
Just everything's
Oh, yeah.
tucked back like the goat.
Oh no, Kevin. Oh no.
I hate
That's
this.
what's that waiting movie reference?
I hate all of this.
That was nasty.
Yeah, it's gross. I don't know why you made me think of it.
Why'd you get nugs, Kevin? Just had it like.
I ordered food and nug policy, but
Yeah.
then
There's
the
nugs?
Well, this last one. I
Okay.
kept telling people to come get nugs
From
You
where?
didn't tell Tim.
from me, from my desk.
How?
Control.
How come you have a desk and an office? This is like some Jan from The Office shit.
Well,
A
it's
studio
because
in a
I'm more
workplace.
important. You know
So
what I mean?
Holly's here now, guys.
Oh,
Season 5. All right.
what do you think?
She's now it's a defined character. Where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, you ain't going anywhere.
Mhm.
Because they try to get you with the credits. You know what I mean? They'll be like with whatever, and also and all that stuff. And the way there's like with special guest, and then
Yeah.
they use this woman's name. I'm like, oh, she ain't lasting. She ain't fucking lasting. I think she's gonna last. I really do. But yeah, Jan didn't expect her to last as long as she did.
Dude, she
Love
went
that she
fucking
keeps
Jan
coming
crazy.
back.
The dinner, the office, or
Did she
the
get
dinner
the-
party.
Did she get the
So
boob
good.
Dinner
job
party's
yet?
so good.
What, Kev?
Kevin, why would you say that?
Did she what?
No, never mind. Did she come back changed? Jan.
The boobies?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What a
because-
great
Because
episode.
I thought. 'cause
What
I
a
thought-
fantastic episode. Just the way he 180s on that. Like, it's the funniest fucking thing in the world, man.
That was a
Scarpino.
true to character moment.
He's
for
like,
sure.
You know, maybe he's so
Joey, be
good.
closer to your mic, please.
Lexi, I'm not doing any fantasy football leagues.
Andy, be a
Fantasy
little
football.
further away from your
Be a
mic.
little further.
Yeah. Sorry.
Kevin, can you
You gotta be closer to
please
your
give
mic.
me some instructions? Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm not even joking, guys. Like, because our old system broke, this
Yeah.
new one, like, there's certain tweaks in it that I haven't figured out how to make like the old one.
Like when Greg was yelling as McGonagall, and I'm sure that threw everything off.
No. Well, that was
The other.
that was
Oh, it's a little
the
baby one.
other setup.
The
Yeah.
little baby one.
That was terrible. Poor Barrett.
Did you see the Gary Whitta gif?
I don't know. Yes, I did, and it's fucking great. I'll pull it up.
Yeah, please do.
This is like a Corey Penny.
Andy.
Where he's
Yeah.
I saw that.
Tim,
Yeah.
have you noticed that no one's talking shit about the intros, but also no one's saying like, "Oh, you guys fixed it"?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
People are
No,
talking shit.
are they?
People are always talking shit.
No, the audio for Games Daily,
Yeah, people are. Oh, what?
the loudness.
Yeah, the intro's like quieter now or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, not one person in that thread being like, it's good now.
'Cause that's how the internet works.
I hit up the thread and I was like, come on, dude. No one's got anything
Come
for
on,
me?
dude.
That's totally how the internet
Fucking
works.
complimenting you.
Aggressive ass Kevin.
It's
No.
not that I want compliments.
No,
I
it's like
just-
whenever, it's when something's wrong, you
No,
complain.
No, it's
That's
just
how
that
it
I
works.
want to make sure that it's fucking working.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't hear the problem.
There is no one worse at internet etiquette than Kevin Coelho.
I don't believe in it.
Like,
He told me to reply to someone and just use the fart emoji and like an eating emoji. I was like, I don't think I can do
Joey, it fucking works. And I told you because it's offensive, but at the same time, you can't point at it and be like, he told me to eat a fart. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can't get too mad about it.
Yeah.
It's not like you could tweet at Greg and be like, wow, your community manager just told me to eat a fart.
Because
that. That's also like not my brand of phrasing.
I mean, that's your choice, Joe. You make. Oh, this is cool, Greg's Twitter. That's why it doesn't make any sense.
what does that mean?
I was trying to. I'm searching for like Corey Cudney,
Yeah.
but I don't know his handle. But anytime I
I
follow
think
him,
it should be Corey Cudney.
yeah. All right. Well, I
EY.
can't-
CU.
Okay, you see what I'm talking about?
It's just spelling. There
Okay.
you go.
Well, it's just spelling. Look at you with all your letters.
Oh, that
That's
one.
not what I was
Not
talking
the one I
about.
was talking about.
That's a different one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh my gosh. Are we casting Gary Whitta in like an Herbal Essences commercial?
No, he's trying to be a
Wait, go. Yeah, hold on. I
what
want
is
to
it
see
called?
that.
What is the term?
Titty
A
streamer.
titty streamer?
Titty streamer.
Titty streamer,
Okay.
yeah. I want to see
He's
it again.
nailing it, man.
Hit play.
Uh-huh. I don't like the way he's looking at my eyes.
Yeah, he's looking at
Yeah.
he's looking
Also, look
deep
to the bottom
inside
right.
me. Boondocks.
Yeah,
coming back.
baby.
I never liked the Boondocks.
What? On HBO?
How?
He's an
Why?
idiot.
What
Don't
was
worry about
wrong?
him.
It was just like, what is this show?
What do you mean?
It is perfect.
It's fucking
Is it?
Like,
awesome.
to me,
I
I was
never
like,
really watched it.
I guess it was at a point where I was like, I wanted all anime to be a sci-fi action thing. I was like, what is this fucking show?
Oh man,
It's
Stop for a
so good.
so good.
Dude, Boondocks season 1 is just fucking fantastic. 2 had its highs, had some lows. 3 brought it all back. No one watched it, but it was good. It's a fucking great show.
They
man.
did.
So much-
never watched
they,
any of it.
didn't they
Social
do a season
commentary.
4?
Yeah.
And it wasn't great.
Yeah, it had its moments. They just relied on old jokes a little too much.
Really hard.
But I'm excited for it to come back in this new age, new rules.
I have a feeling it's gonna fucking just kick some teeth in. You know what I mean?
I do.
One of those.
I do.
One of those.
Bam.
Bam.
Wow.
The shoulder.
Let's start the podcast.
I don't want to. This has been so much fun.
Isn't this essentially the podcast, Kevin?
And after all we know.
You're so lucky I don't know
Paramore,
own a
dude.
water gun.
Do it, Kevin. Squirt me the water gun.
I mean, nothing would happen to the wall. It's covered with plastic.
I don't care.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. Joey, I appreciate you not caring. Just fuck Kevin sometimes. You know what I mean? He's
fuck
here.
you.
If you didn't see the pre-show, he's threatening Joey with a water gun.
If I can do
She
it.
insulted me.
Kevin, I was really kind of. I have some beef with you, Kevin.
I don't care. Couldn't give a shit.
I've got
I
some
had too much
fucking
Where's
beef.
the
going on
popcorn?
All right. Like, I expected you to blow up at Greg Miller today when he spit a lot of water on the floor.
I didn't see it. I was trying to
Out of
fix,
sight, out of mind.
No,
okay,
I
feel
was
you.
trying to fix audio,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you guys said it afterwards, and I was like, "What the fuck did you say?" I did. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Can
And he
you
was
bring
like,
up Corey Cudney's Twitter again, even though we just did this? Because there was a GIF of it. There was a GIF of it
Oh,
happening.
yeah, there is. Yeah.
Was this
It's
a
our boy Corey.
KFAN
Because
thing?
yeah.
Right there.
What the fuck? Oh, is this why he asked for
Jesus,
paper
no,
towels?
it's
Yeah,
man.
that's why you asked for paper towels. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I only saw the first half of this GIF, and this is shocking.
Yeah,
Unacceptable.
He was trying to clean his palate so that he could prepare for the mystery Oreo, and then he did that. And I was expecting Kevin to blow up, and nothing happened
I didn't
until
see-
he
I
was
didn't
like,
see it. I
"Can
didn't
I
see
get
it."
paper towels? Because I spit water." And then he was like, "You did what?" No, just kidding. I need paper towels though. But I remember the one time that Kevin blew up at me because I squeezed a banana out into this table.
That's
Yeah.
different. That gets sticky. That leaves fucking.
Yeah, but
It's
Yes.
a table
No,
that
I
you can
would've-
clean. It's not like it's carpet.
No. It doesn't matter. Don't fucking.
a
Don't do
banana.
this. That's unacceptable too.
banana.
Greg should not be spitting on the set.
Kevin, something's wrong with the video wall.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Like the screen.
it, I see
yeah?
it.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Huh. It's just the image isn't taking up the whole wall.
Oh, something was wrong all day today.
Oh.
Day today.
Did you see Games Daily was
don't
all
jinx
screwed up.
us.
No.
What do you think is breaking?
That was an issue that's already been addressed and fixed. It was because the computer lost connection to the. There's just been so many issues.
There's been a lot of technical issues here at Kind of Funny.
Oh, it's a
but
kind of funny
okay.
podcast. I forgot.
Yeah, this is the Kind of Funny podcast. Kevin's been making everything work as best he can. We appreciate it a lot.
I mean, not
He's
at all.
allowing us to sit at this
This
table.
table.
You know what I mean? Do the whole thing. You can get this show every week, youtube.com/kindoffunny on Fridays. But if you want to get it early, you can go to patreon.com/kindoffunny. You can be a Patreon producer just like Bert and Meg did and Kieran O'Donnell, making the show happen one day at a time, 1 week at a time.
We-
You'd also get
KOD, killable on death. Kieran O'Donnell.
Ooh,
Oh.
Payable
Wait,
on
killable.
POD. KOD.
KOD.
Does
I-
Bird
Isn't it
May
killed?
get one,
Boom.
or do we just laugh at him like?
Bert May got enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bodily movement BM. Bert Meg.
Bert Meg.
Mhm.
You can also get this as an audio podcast. Just search your favorite audio podcast service for the Kind of Funny podcast, because this is the Kind of Funny podcast.
You got it. Yeah.
Or
you got
sometimes three best friends gather around this table. Each bringing some topics for your amusement and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. I don't know if I've ever introed this show. I don't think I have.
that. Yeah, it doesn't sound like it.
yeah. Yeah, we get there though. You know
It's
what I
normally
mean?
Nick if
Yeah.
Greg's not here.
Oh, you're
And
right.
Now they're both
yeah.
out.
So it's just us today, guys. What
Yes.
are we going to talk about? What do you want to talk about, Joey?
Skeleton crew.
I have no idea because I found out I was going to be on this podcast approximately 30 minutes ago.
Well, I know what you're going to talk about.
Ooh,
Things that make you happy.
things that make me happy?
Mm-hmm.
things
I have
that
a
make you go
lot
boom.
of things that make me happy. One, sometimes just being by myself. Sometimes it's a lot to be around other people.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I need to be by myself. Maybe that's because I was an only child and I feel like I need more alone processing time than other people.
Breathe, kind of. The
Yeah.
solitude.
I
you
like
know?
it.
Yeah.
The quietness.
You
very
you have
appreciate
a brother,
I do.
no sisters,
No sisters.
so just the two of you guys, right?
just the two.
Have you guys noticed differences between only children and sibling people and like different numbers of siblings? Like, do you think that you believe that there are differences?
Yeah, I feel like
I
I don't do as well with the like jokey picking on you stuff. I feel like I get really sensitive to that. more than other
Like
people.
when Nick picks on you, Mario.
Oh yeah,
Party?
and I lose my mind for sure.
Yeah, you definitely do. That's kind of true. But I don't. Well, does Greg get that way?
Like if
Like,
you
if
met
you were
somebody,
if you were to just give me like a group of 5 people and told
Yeah.
me like 2 or 3 of these are only children, and I got to know them over time, I don't know if I'd be able to tell. I don't know.
there's a YouTube channel that I think I've talked about at some point in the last year, but it's called The Cut.
Oh yeah, they do really good stuff.
It's really, I love it. It's just
all the
total
social shit,
time,
right?
It's social
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
total time waster content, but
It's-
they always have really interesting kind of premises where they'll take a love psychologist or love therapist or whatever, and they'll have 10 people in a room, and they need to say who are couples
Those are super interesting.
or like
yeah.
who have slept together based
Yeah.
on a couple questions that they ask, and like it's really cool stuff because like sometimes they don't get it at all.
Yeah.
But other times they'll be like really, really, really on the mark in the most random specific way where like they even try to throw it off where it's like they won't mention, like there'll be like 5 men, 5 women, but they don't tell you if they're all straight.
Oh, cool.
And like there'll be times where like it's you and you, and it's like, whoa, did not see that coming. But yeah, I feel like if they did one with the how many siblings do you have, you could probably figure it out. Because I believe in it.
I feel like it would probably, I don't know if it would be easier for me to tell you who the only children were, or if it would be easier for you guys to pick out who the only children were, knowing how like sibling
Then
dynamics
do you
work.
think you could have the opposite superpower where you would know who has siblings?
The worst X-Men ever. I don't know. Like I grew up with so many friends that always had siblings. I don't really know if I kind of hung around with anybody that was an only child. So
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell you what an only child acted like or reacted or how they reacted in certain situations. Like I grew up. One of my cousins was an only child, and he's probably the only person that was an only child in our whole family because you know everybody had like 2 sisters or 2 brothers or twins or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
What, Kev?
Yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting because like I feel like, and of course I'm generalizing here.
Yeah.
Like everybody's different and stuff, but I feel like I could do a fairly good job of if I talk to somebody for a little bit, being able to tell. Maybe not how many siblings they have,
But if they had
like,
siblings or
'cause
not.
I feel like it's not necessarily just like only child or siblings because I do think that time has a lot to do with it. Like I feel like there,
Like space
I also
between
notice
siblings?
the difference between like if you're the youngest by far, like if there's like a big ass gap,
Yeah.
I feel like those kids tend to be a certain way,
Like
and I'd lump them in the same category. What?
Interesting.
what? No way.
Here's the thing. Why don't we do this for famous actors and we can look it up?
But I need to know. Like I need
yeah,
to
we
talk
need to
them.
know them.
Oh.
Like
Well,
this
see
thing
him
is
on
like
camera.
You need a little bit of like something.
We'll see them
Ruben.
playing.
Only child or not?
Ooh,
Ruben?
that's a good one.
It's a good one.
I
One
think
of
he's
Cool
only
Greg's
child.
friends.
I
You guessed only child?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like he's an only child as well.
feel like he has siblings.
6 sisters.
I think that he's the oldest.
I would guess only child.
He has a way older brother. He's
Uh,
like way older than him.
yeah.
See, but like I don't understand. Like, how would you be able to tell that I was a younger brother?
I don't know. It's just I think it's like a social thing. Like it's
Yeah.
just a way that you act, a way that you interact with people, and a way that you deal with problems. I think is what I notice most about people. And again,
I think it's a lot of processing.
It's not
stuff.
everybody, but it is a lot of processing stuff because I don't know too many only children. But the ones that I do know,
wish we
I
could
feel like I would lump them
understand.
into a group where like, oh, there's similar characteristics between the way they deal with
Yeah.
stuff. Like I
Brian
feel,
Altana. Do you know if he has
I
siblings?
don't know if he does.
Call
What do
him
you-
up. Call him up.
I don't
What
know.
What would you guess he is?
I think
I'd
he has
guess-
We'll find
I
out
would
next
guess-
week.
I would guess only child as well there, but
Text him.
yeah, I don't
I
know.
want to find out.
Brian, do you
Yeah.
have any?
I'm interested now.
Yeah.
Well, because I feel like we can. I feel like we
It's
can
just like-
easily run this experiment with a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people that you all worked with at IGN.
Interesting.
Do you guys know if Barrett has any siblings? Don't. Oh, and
I
Tim, you answer.
Do.
I know he does.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Oh, he
that's
does?
another. But
He has
it's
a
a.
sister.
I feel like that's
has a
another
younger
weird situation of like Barrett's sister's way younger than him.
Is it way-
I would have never known that. I
Yeah.
always assumed
She's
he's
like
the only
in-
child.
I don't know how
Yeah.
much information I should say. She's significantly younger than
I
him.
would have always
But
assumed he was the only
I feel
child.
like it's like maybe like a 6-year. difference?
Kevin's
6
got a
years
sexy
She's
brother.
in junior high.
Yeah. But Kevin's brother is maybe even, I think, the archetype of my argument for the younger by significant
Sure.
thing. Like Kevin's 2 sisters and Kevin, I get.
Closer together.
Yeah.
Kevin's little brother might as well be like from a different family.
Well,
Like-
that's. I don't know if that's accurate. That seems like going a little far.
I don't know, man. Like the way that he acts and like his social skills.
I just don't think you hang out with my family as much anymore.
Thank God.
They've all gotten worse.
Great.
They've all gotten worse. Yeah, I like, okay, so
Because I think a lot of it has
I'm
to
trying
do
to think
with
of people
parents,
from
right?
I'm trying to
Because
think of
how
people
parents
from Rooster
treat their
Teeth.
kids.
And I think that there is a difference between like if you're the oldest child versus as you get younger, I think parents start to care less.
Differently. It's not less. It's they're used to
Or they
raising
know how
you.
to pick the things to care the most about.
Yeah.
They care less. They're so tired and exhausted.
Or
And
it's
they're
like
tired.
beaten down
they know
by the other
how
ones.
certain situations play out because they've already had a kid in that. They're like, oh, this does not need to be as big of a deal as we made it.
Well, or they baby the younger
Yeah, it's true.
sibling.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
like I think it could be both. Like we always hear stories about the younger spoiled child.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Do we always
everybody
hear those stories?
I feel like that's a
Yeah,
I
because
think
like,
that's
just
just
the
archetype.
second one gets whatever the fuck they want.
It's just I was the younger kid by like 6 and 5 years for like 10
so
years.
you're the younger spoiled child is what you're trying to tell us.
Yeah. So
I always it's the younger spoiled child, the middle child always gets forgotten. Like that's always
No
like
one remembers my sister.
no
Carol.
one does. No one.
No one. She looks just like me.
you just forgot about it.
What's your name?
Yeah, I would love to run this like experiment with people that we
can
like
do
mutual
it.
friends.
See, I guess here's the thing. Like, maybe I'm wrong where it's like I can't just be like yes or no. I feel like
I knew it.
no. But check
Faker.
this out. It's like because it goes back to the cut videos I'm talking about. Like there needs to be a method to it. Like I would need to be able to ask certain questions.
Yeah.
But like
Figure
I
it
guess
out,
it
dude.
really just comes down to seeing people deal with situations, and you can't.
Is the cut video the one where they always
The cut's like 1,000 videos.
Yeah. They like also will do like lineups of people and be like, hey, these are all their jobs and you have to match who has what job.
I think that's the same channel. They did this really cool video with a lot of different people from Latin descent, like people from Mexico, people that just grew up around white people, but they're still like Mexican background, like all these sort of a different range of Mexican people, and they did this really cool thing where it was like they made a big grid on the floor and had them all stand in place, and it was like strongly disagree to strongly agree,
Oh, those
yeah.
are super
and you
interesting.
would move to the right, and it was like, you know, and they all span different ages.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the bigger debates in Mexican culture is like Latino, Latina, Latinx, to you know, for non-binary people. Like, do you agree that? Yeah, so essentially, like, yeah, like Latino and Latina means guy and girl, but what about for people who are non-binary? Like, where do they fit in? So Latinx kind of became a thing, and you know, some of the older folk are like, well, I never use that because I just don't know, and it's more of like I'm just not educated on this thing, so I'll stay in the middle. And then some people were like, oh yeah, I have a lot of transgendered friends and family or non-binary friends and family that I strongly agree with this, so I'll go to the far right. And they just ask them a lot of questions about like, do people know that you're Mexican based on your appearance?
Yeah.
And like, there's some lighter colored. There was a lighter colored woman that was like, yeah, people always think I'm a white girl.
Yeah.
Just because based on my look, I have blue eyes, I have light colored skin, but I'm Gutierrez or whatever. Like, it's really. I'm pretty sure that was that.
I think it is. That sounds like
Yeah.
it. And like, their stuff's so cool. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't all hit. Like, some of it's weird and a little too long.
Yeah.
But they do very interesting things where they'll do what's the thing? Beer pong is one of the
Oh.
series they do, where it'll either be a blind date or multiple blind date, where it's like there's two straight guys, 2 straight women, and they both go, and then they're asking a bunch of questions, and it's kind of like truth or dare style with beer pong. And you have to look at your thing, and it tells you to do a task, and you either need to like strip or do the thing. Like, it gets real intense. But then you're trying to like get to know the other people, and then it also turns into a weird competition of
Oh.
like who wants to be with who.
Interesting.
That shit's cool. They also do it with it's beer pong with X's.
Oh.
Well, they'll make X's go across,
That's hot.
and like the when you sink the thing, you pull up the cup, and it'll be like,
Questions about the relationship.
or like, make out for 5 minutes.
Oh.
Like literally 5 minutes.
That's
or
a long
like,
time.
yeah,
5
or
minutes is
like,
a long time.
or like put your hand in their pants. Or like all this shit where it's like, it gets
Weird
real
exes.
intense where some of these people are like, we're not doing this. Like,
Yeah.
we're just fucking not. Or it'll be like exes and their new partners.
Ooh.
Like,
Oh.
they get crazy with it, man.
Man.
I go down
I
the
like
rabbit
this.
hole.
That's some MTV shit where they always like, what was that one reality show where they would always bring, was it X on the Beach? I could have sworn there was a TV show called X on the Beach that would like, they
That
would,
sounds familiar.
where it was a dating show and they would, they would surprise couples with like the ex-girlfriend or the ex-boyfriend would
That
also
sounds
be
right.
there.
Surprise.
Yeah. And they would just see like how they would react, and then like, you know, some of the stories were, well, they cheated on me, so fuck that, or some of them were like, I'm still in love with you, and this and that, and
Yeah.
I vaguely remember an episode where like the guy just left the woman to go back with his ex.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
it's
Some
pretty
like
fucked up.
extreme version of Bachelor in Paradise.
Yeah. Kaylin
Pretty
Dean.
fucked up. What? I was looking on Twitter recently. I'm totally off subject. What do we think about this donut sandwich at KFC? Can you bring this up, Kevin? Can you look for the donut
I don't
sandwich?
think it's as revolutionary as people are talking
It's
about
definitely
it.
not. I mean, we've seen
Well, no, why-
things like that. Like there's this place Gordo's in Texas that's
Oh my
amazing.
God.
I
So
think it's
good.
no, but I think this is revolutionary for the fact that it's hitting the mainstream.
True, but
I think it lost its novelty though already.
and that's my thing is I'm all about this type of stuff where it's just like live your lives, guys. Like,
Leaves
let's
Twitter
go.
stunned was the end of one of the
Yeah, because again,
articles.
like, sure, I think when you live in our space and we hear and read about weird shit all the time, I think it's kind of normalized to us.
Because we also,
I mean,
I feel like we
but
live
for
in
the
those like
van-
hipstery
but
cities.
for the-
San Francisco is the base of fusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for like, you know, the normal vanilla folk who are working a 9 to 5 and they come home and they watch the news at night
Yeah.
and they see this pop up, I think it's kind of like, holy shit, they're doing what? I
but
think
even I feel like county and state fairs do stuff like this.
We know
That
well.
would-
We know very well.
we do know well, but
That
again,
kind of
we
that,
do know
those
well.
demographics.
Get it? Do know well. No, but again, what I'm saying is that's such a specialized thing,
Boondocks
though.
did it first. The Luther. Nobody remembers
Oh,
that.
that's right.
I don't know what that
A
is.
lot of Boondocks talk today.
Like again, like it's such a specialized thing. But for KFC to be doing something like this,
But
I
see,
think
that-
it's like this is a broad market.
That's why I
tactic.
feel like it's less interesting because I feel like there's a desperation that we've seen from Taco Bell and KFC really to like kind of like to have these big viral moments that they can point to and their marketing people can be like, you know, we did what shouldn't be done. Like the double down, you know?
That was. I
What was
feel.
the
I would
double?
argue that was actually like.
The chicken patty with
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
chicken in the middle.
it was like the chicken was the breading.
that looked
or
horrible.
The bread part.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, and I get it, I'm not throwing shade because they're making magic here.
Yeah.
Because you need to like just keep trying things to see what works. Because look at what just happened with Popeyes.
Well,
Like,
and
they
that's
just put out a freaking chicken sandwich and people are losing their
It
goddamn
blew up.
minds.
Yeah.
That was a great. Oh my god, that was a fantastic meme move. It was like there was a woman sitting out back. You could tell she was on her break and she was in her Popeyes gear, and she was just straight up like that. And, like for audio listeners, I just like you put your
Face
hand in your
palm.
palm and you're just like your elbows on your knee and you're just exhausted because you're so freaking tired. And I think like the caption is like, "It's okay, you can rest now," or something like that. Like she was, you could tell she worked her ass off slinging these damn sandwiches to
Yeah.
people.
I
And
want one, man.
really,
they're supposed to be so good.
Well, here's the thing. I love spicy chicken sandwiches.
I love spicy chicken. I've never cared about chicken sandwiches. It's
Really?
weird.
Chicken sandwiches, I feel can really miss sometimes, but the spicy chicken sandwich, the type they're doing with the pickle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With like the
The
southern
hot chicken,
stuff.
the
Yeah.
Louisiana hot chicken.
Oh,
I
it's
like
good.
that stuff. I just want to eat that fucking meat,
Get that.
We need to go to Nashville.
but I don't want it in between bread.
That's why you go to Nashville and you can just order
You're not
hot
a sandwich
chicken.
guy.
I'm just not a sandwich
Ooh,
guy.
that's true.
Unless
What if they're real toasty
unless
buns?
it's it is September. And
September.
you could get
Subway
half off
sandwiches.
subs through Subway.
If I never ate at Subway again, I'd be really happy.
I would
Really?
agree with that
Yeah.
statement.
Wow.
I don't
There's
even
something
think
about
it's a good
Subway that
sandwich
like
place.
even just the smell, I'm like, nah. It just reminds me of bad times. I'm not even hating on it necessarily. Like it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Just your association.
And there's something about Subway that I'm just like, mm-mm.
Yeah.
The bread. It tastes like cardboard.
Cool Greg doesn't like the cardboard bread.
Cool Greg doesn't like the cardboard bread.
What kind of bread are you doing?
They're just having a
Whole
conversation.
conversation.
Now Kevin's just having a conversation right there.
The
No.
Doritos Locos Taco, though.
That
That's
was-
what I was getting at. Is like that was marketing genius.
Yeah,
You know what
that
I
was
mean?
pretty good. The
And
spicy one.
You
Real
got
good.
it.
The
You
weird
gotta throw
chip-shaped
it.
nuggets that they had.
See, those are just legitimately good tasting.
Were they?
Well,
I
so
thought
are
they
the
were
tacos.
awful.
Oh, really?
I thought they were awful.
No, they're
No,
good.
but like
Loved it.
it's just a weird thing for me where like my mouth gets watery thinking about
Nice
just like
chicken breast.
thinking about just spicy chicken. Like I just want a knife and a fork and I want to dig into that, dig the fork in and just take a big chomp. But I don't in between bread. Just it throws it off for me. The same way whenever there's like a barbecue cookout and there's like a brisket sandwich or whatever. Like I just want the meat. I don't want it in between bread. I
just
love
don't like
burgers
sandwiches.
are like the only things I like. Like
What
a
about
beef
hot dogs?
patty in between bread is like perfect to me, and I don't think I need to venture out any more than that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
as adventurous as you want to get.
Between the buns. with
Yeah.
Andy
I
Cortez.
don't know. I love eating good fucking like having the main protein is like so important to me, and I don't need it in between bread.
Yeah.
Weird to me.
This is such a specific food, like
Is it?
idiosyncrasy. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Because I don't think that they really make this spicy chicken sandwich chicken without the sandwich part.
They definitely do.
Where? 'Cause,
You
like,
have to go to
spicy
like
chicken.
you
That's
have
like
to go
you're
to
getting
like
some
specialty
chicken.
places to get it. Like James Stevenson always talks about it on Twitter. There's some like Nashville or Louisiana hot chicken place in LA that's supposed to be really good, and it's just like
Oh my God.
We kept walking by one of the
Crack.
Toronto place.
It's called Crack.
no, it's something else.
There's this place called Crack.
Tell
That
me
is
more.
this, and it is so good. It's just spicy chicken sandwiches. I had it in San Diego recently, and I couldn't believe it. It was one of those like transformative food experiences where you eat the sandwich.
But you love the fact that there's like that little pickle.
I love the pickle.
Really.
Pickles.
I like the
You like
singular
pickles.
pickle.
I love pickles. I just don't. I don't want
Really?
my pickle on a piece of spicy chicken.
That's weird.
I mean, you're just you need to think a little bit.
Think outside the bun.
Yeah.
Howlin' Rays. Oh my
You
god.
didn't think inside the bun, Andy.
The place I'm thinking of is called Howlin' Rays in LA. We need to go next time.
Man.
It's like one of those places that has like lines around the block and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I typed in crack chicken. It's not coming up, but it is one of those like
They're
lines.
just
around
talking
the
about how
block
all the
type
chickens
places.
were on crack back in the 80s.
Different time, man.
Chicken crack
The
epidemic.
Crack Shack.
Oh,
Crack Shack is the
but they
name.
don't do they like specialize in hot chicken? There's one by my old apartment.
I'm too
in
high in
Orange
this
County.
chair. I hate how high.
Cool,
this
Greg, can
chair is.
you bring up a website if I asked you to do that? Can you go to crackshack.com?
Wow, that's a nice logo. I like that logo.
It's good. Although
Crackshack.com.
this looks a little someone bending over
Of course you would
from
think.
behind.
Wait, but why? Oh, I see. It's two broken eggs.
Do I show it?
In
Yeah,
the A,
please
and
bring it up.
The A cracks.
Oh, the
Yeah, look at the A's. You see that? Doesn't it kind of look like someone bending over from behind?
Hey, I can do better
Oh, I
A's.
see. It looked like an asshole. I see.
Yeah.
I got better A's all day than this.
Yeah.
All day.
Scroll down a little
Scroll.
bit. Admittedly, we're a little cocky.
Yeah, so
Got
their
better
whole
So
thing's
edgy.
chicken. God, I really want a spicy chicken sandwich right now.
I didn't eat fuck all today, man.
I know.
We got off the shows, and then I just kept eating. I kept eating the damn
candy.
Mexican food.
Oh, all
the
those
Mexican
chips?
are so good.
They
God,
are
that
good.
chicken looks really, really good.
that margarita.
So yeah, they just have these sandwiches, man. They're just like
I would just pull the Nick Scarpino and be like, yeah, but no bun.
Mhm.
But it's not because I'm for my health. It's just I prefer just the meat.
yeah,
Or you know what? Give me a tortilla chip.
tortilla.
Give me a tortilla. Give me a Santita Tostito. Do you say Tostito? I don't know.
I don't know who you're posing this question towards.
Because I realize I've never done like Tostito with a Mexican accent. Like I
Cool,
just say Tostitos.
Cool Greg brought up an interesting kind of conundrum a
Okay.
couple days ago. Because
I'm
every once in a
listening.
while he'll come to me and be like, "I want to tweet this, but I just want to make sure that I'm not going to upset anybody." And he came up to me and he ended up tweeting it. But he was just like, the tweet was something to the extent of, "I feel like if I were to order a double entendre at Taco Bell with enough confidence, they'd whip something up for me." Which is a funny tweet, right?
Totally.
But he was like, "Is that racist? So that those words just kind of sound that way. And I was like, no, because Taco Bell, like you're mocking the Taco Bell names
Yeah.
that are all made up fucking chalupa. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like
It's not a real
it's
chicken.
not like, oh, it sounds
chalupa.
like burrito. It's like, no, it sounds like chalupa,
Yeah.
gordito.
I do wonder how they
Crunch.
like name all these things.
I bet you there's a lot more thought put into it than we'd expect.
Yeah. Not as many mashup names as I would have expected.
I do really appreciate, and I don't always appreciate this, but I
Mhm.
appreciate a good combo fast food place. Like,
Like a Pizza
When-
Hut Taco Bell?
yeah, and that's the thing is like, there's a great song called Combination Pizza Hut Taco Bell that you can listen to, but like the Taco Bell KFCs, the two things that feel like such random stuff that you wouldn't want together, but then you're there, and you're standing in line.
It was that one day we went.
and you're just like,
It was a good day.
I
do
do
I want
want
this? Do I want that? Fuck it, dude. Let's get a
Yeah.
little bit of this.
I
a little bit
would
of that.
like a taco with my fried chicken bowl.
Give me the freaking wedges. You know what I mean? Because the KFC wedges, cool, Greg.
What up?
They always feel.
fuck with 'em?
They're always.
Oh, yeah.
They always like they're good, but they always taste old. Like I feel like
they're
I'm getting.
always
I feel like I'm
too
getting
baked
potato
or
wedges from like
whatever.
a 7-Eleven that have been there overnight for at least
Now
3
here's
days.
the problem. I think you're just talking about this KFC,
It's definitely possible.
It's kind of jank,
which is
right?
also next to a 7-Eleven.
Yeah. This.
It's a combination.
They just share.
7-Eleven, KFC.
We ran out of
Taco
kitchen
Bell.
space. Can you whip us up some
Yeah, you
wedges,
got more
please?
potato wedges? Like, yeah, these have been here since fucking Thursday. Which Thursday?
Oh my gosh.
But it's like I love it when it works because then you get that kind of weird mix that you wouldn't have thought you'd
Yeah.
like, but then you do. But I don't like it when it kind of just turns into this like, master of none type situation
Yeah.
where it's just like, great, now your Taco Bell's kind of faulty and your KFC's
Mm.
faulty and you're still a Pepsi place, which
It's
like
upsetting.
I do again appreciate. I feel like Coke's been making some baller power moves recently. Panda Express used to be Pepsi, now it's Coke. Like I feel like we really want a war there that lasted
How
millennia.
often do we go to
Panda
Panda
Express?
Express?
Stone Sound?
Every time we go to Sunsound, I'd say.
Yeah.
Which isn't very often.
What's the Disney has a deal with Coke, right?
Yeah.
Mhm,
They're all
Disneyland.
Coke exclusive.
No, but like
They pretty much get it for free.
that's what I mean. Like, yeah, there's a deal.
just like for the
where-
exclusive hold on it.
that started like the inception, right? Was it of Disney or of Coke's inception? There was something where like at the beginning, it's one of those things where they signed like a lifetime deal, but they didn't really fully know.
Understand what that would mean.
What
Yeah.
you think Mickey and the polar bear were just kind of like, we good, bro.
Yeah, something
Hey,
like
don't-
that
don't
happened.
trust them polar bears. I was tweeting about them last night.
What happened
We
with the
laughed
polar
about
bears,
that.
Go Greg?
Where you ain't trusting them, bro? They greedy as shit.
They're dying. They're starving, bro.
We won't have polar bears for much longer.
They're like half of their normal weight.
Bro, everyone dies. Doesn't mean you should trust everyone.
Oh my God, dude.
They all look so like famished
And they're
every
so
time there's a
sad
video of a
looking.
polar bear.
I ain't say don't feel bad for them. Just don't trust them.
Have you ever seen him eat a seal? A little baby seal? Because baby seals are cute as shit.
I bet you
Yeah.
they don't
Maybe
even
polar
share it.
bears, maybe life better without them,
I
right?
mean, they need like
just
more.
kidding, but-
They need more than one seal. Like, they need multiple
They're
seals.
growing
to look normal.
boys, Kevin.
They're also drowning. It's really sad.
It's really
Polar
sad.
bears?
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
ice caps are melting.
It's really bad out there, guys.
But again, they would eat you in half a second. Don't fucking trust them.
Don't.
guys, we need to.
I think that was the point of what Cool Greg was saying, and I agree with it.
we need to stop all the emissions that are going out into space.
Okay, stop driving. Stop driving your car right now.
My car is
No, don't. But it'll help.
No, we need it. No.
No.
I'm talking about like, I love when the politicians are like, look, dude, fuck the paper straws. That shit doesn't matter, dude. Like 70% of our emissions come from these fucking big, like
Companies.
from oil and from wherever the fuck. I don't even know.
Like a huge percentage is from
I'm
China
not
alone.
sure.
like
what I'm saying,
like a
but-
giant stat,
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
giant amount.
But like you can make a difference right now. Stop driving. Take the bus. Everywhere. I don't think you should. I'm just making that. I mean, well, you probably should. We all should. But
yeah,
you know,
we all should.
Fuck that.
We all
It
should.
would
Like
also take me
comfort.
like 4 times as long to get to work if I did that.
Yeah, I guess fuck the world then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should take a bus, but the fucking, but I really don't respect these polar bears anymore. You know what I'm saying?
You're like, cool, Greg, you got a point.
That's the difference.
Cody Peters writes in on patreon.com/kindafunny. He says, if you had to choose between being shot off into space for a year or being sent to the bottom of the ocean for a year, which
Give
would
me
you choose and why?
space every day of my life. I think the bottom of the ocean is way scarier than space is.
Why would I just don't. Give me a second.
No, but what are we?
Also, going to space sounds way cooler than
Like,
going
I
to
need
the bottom.
more
No
details.
one would choose ocean. I just don't like choosing ocean over space. Here is like buying Pokemon Shield over Pokemon Sword. Like you're just wrong.
Wow.
Yeah, fighting words, bitches.
Wow.
Hey, bro, I feel like I might choose it just because, like, sometimes when I get too far from SF, I get kind of uncomfortable. And I feel like if shit goes wrong, I'm totally fucked. But if I was in the ocean, I feel like if shit goes wrong, I know you're going to drown, but, like, it seems like more possible to get there than from space where I'm like, there's literally nothing.
Like, how am I going to get back into the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Big problems.
That's a big problem. Yeah.
And I think, well, even going off of that, I think if something catastrophic happened and I got stranded in space, you just open up that little mask, detach, and like you're kind of dead immediately.
That's true.
I feel like drowning sounds like a way less fun way to die.
True.
Drowning is horrifying.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay, but we're thinking about death. Like, wait, is that what the question's about?
No, the question
That
is
was I added
just
that.
for a year. It's for a year.
For a year. But like, okay, where are we living? What are our living stations looking like? Are we in like a Sea Lab sort of thing, like in the show Sea Lab?
I love that show.
Are we in a space station, like in the show Space
Space
Station?
station. Space Ghost Coast. To
like
coast.
like if I'm in a big freighter in space and I have my own room and I can look out and just see like the cosmos and all, like
That'd be so
I'm
cool.
into that.
I want to live my best Xenon life.
That's been my dream. I've told the story before. Like that's my fantasy as a kid was like I would always pretend I was going to sleep on a space station at night because like my fan and my AC would be humming and I would always pretend that was like the noise of the engine. I dreamed of just living in space. It's like just been my number
I
one
did
fantasy.
not know this about you.
Yeah.
I missed all of those
It's just
stories.
I've been obsessed with it my whole life, dude. And so that's why I'm so jacked up about all this like Star Wars hotel news or whatever.
It looks so cool.
But I would love to live in space underwater. Like obviously I can't swim, but if you're at the bottom of the ocean, it doesn't matter if you can swim or not. You're gonna fucking die anyway. So
Well, and I don't think you're really going out. Like at a
Yeah.
certain
we're
point.
thinking about the dangers.
I don't know if the clurbs are popping down under.
We're thinking
You
about
know
the
what I mean?
dangers too much.
I don't know. You're not going out on Friday nights.
Not to mention that like the water pressure and stuff like that like would crush you. If
And
you
the
went out,
bigger
right?
thing, the bigger issue that I'm facing here is I don't believe for a second that mermaids are as hot as the cartoons make them seem. I think they're as scary as like Shape
Cabin
of
in the
Water
Woods.
and Cabin in the Woods and
Also, they're not real.
Harry Potter.
But
Damn.
when I think about being underwater, I love going to aquariums where it's the full view
Totally.
and you walk into a tube and like there's sharks and like fucking baby whales and stuff swimming over you. Like I love that shit. And we've talked about it probably on like an older morning show or whatever, but
When they do the sleepovers at the aquarium.
no, there's that specific fear where you're scared of the water, scared of the unknown in your own water.
Aquaphobia.
No, it's like a trip to. No, I forgot what
Phobia.
it's called, but it's I've seen it pop up on Reddit before. There's a subreddit dedicated to it.
Oh, we watched this on Internet Explorers at some
Probably.
point where there's like the Reddit where it's just a bunch of like pictures of boats in the middle of nowhere in the water and it like seems very scary.
Yeah. But then
like
also
that.
a lot of the videos are like we're in a tiny boat and then like the biggest fucking whale breaches the ocean and like just dives or whatever, and you sort of don't fully understand how small you are amongst all these giant creatures, and like we don't really know everything about the
Everyone's
ocean.
always discovering, not everyone, but people are discovering
Everyone's out
new
there.
like species of animals in the water, and that's wild to me
But
that
there's
they're
aliens,
just
though.
hiding.
Like
But
there
are-
must be a bunch of aliens.
Well,
that
Tom DeLonge.
We haven't. Yeah,
That's true.
Yeah,
This whole Tom DeLonge shit, like I always kind of assumed that shit was real, and then the fact that the Navy came out and confirmed it, like the Navy was like, yeah, those are unidentified flying phenomenon, and
You probably shouldn't have posted that.
we shouldn't have released those videos. Like those videos should not have been released.
Is
Isn't it-
there anything funnier than the concept of the Area 51 raid?
I am a little bit. They canceled the event. Like, not like that's really gonna stop anybody.
In the pre-show, I don't remember who, but someone in the chat was saying that like some YouTubers got arrested. They were planning to still do it.
Gosh, the dumbest thing. I do think that the idea of like an Area 51 like alien rave is very funny because I think that's what they were trying to turn it into, some like weird Burning Man festival.
Thalassophobia, fear of the ocean, associated with bodies of water. It refers to an intense and often unwarranted fear of the ocean. The word thalassa comes from the Greek meaning sea or ocean, whatever. But it's just, you go to that subreddit and it's just all crazy videos of, giant sea life that are like, how do these things still exist? The fact that the blue whale is the biggest mammal to have ever been on this earth. I'm talking like dinosaur times.
I believe him no matter what. He's so confident right now.
I
in
know,
what he's
it's
saying.
weird.
No, that's an actual fact. Like I heard that on a Levitard show actually. But like going back to prehistoric times, no mammal rather has ever been bigger than a blue whale.
Okay.
And that's still the fact to this day. How crazy is that, dude? Like,
Well, what do you think would happen? A bigger one comes along?
well, I just assume that, like, I'm thinking
A
like there's always a
dinosaur
bigger
or a woolly
fish.
mammoth or
There is,
something.
unless
Like
you're,
that.
unless you're a blue whale.
Phantom Menace, remember Phantom Menace, Kevin, the big sea life creature.
Then there's not.
Isn't it true though that we've explored more of like space than we have of
No.
the ocean?
No, of course not. No, like
I think it's more of this, like
I
the,
believe we
the,
know-
the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy,
I,
maybe.
I believe we know more about the surface of Mars than we do the surface of the ocean, like the bottom.
that's kind of a common thing that's thrown around, like as a talking point of like.
Yeah.
What, fucking Andy's an expert in the
Levitard
ocean.
show said that's not true.
Google it, dude.
No, the actual quote is like, we know less about our own ocean than we do about space. I don't think that's fully true. Like, I think that's true.
No
at all.
way. There's more space than ocean.
Oh my God, yeah. Like, way
70% of the world is ocean.
Yeah.
That's another fact.
Oh, wow.
Right?
100% of space is space.
100% of space is
Yeah.
space. Thank you, Kevin. You got there.
Put that on the shirt. It's true though. Like like.
Hold on here. Do you guys still talk about the things you like? Make you happy?
Forgot about
No.
that.
The chicken. Have you guys ever seen a whale?
No, I've
the
never
wild?
done one of those like whale watching.
So
Cruise things.
last year, I must have talked about this at some point, but for my friend's 30th birthday, we went to Cabo and we went on a boat because my friends like boats. And we're going out, and usually you're allowed to jump off the boats, which is my favorite part of the boat going
Were
experience.
they warning you?
No, well, they like pulled us over to this area and like, okay, you can jump out here, you can play around for a little bit, but then once later when you're on, no more jumping out of the boat. I'm like, well, the fuck's the point of the boat? Nobody told me there was gonna be goddamn whales, and we're just going. All of a sudden, like everyone's freaking out, like and you look over and like 30 feet away from you, there's a giant ass Free Willy motherfucker jumping up and splashing down.
That's so cool.
Like it's on my Instagram somewhere, but like there's some real ass whales, man.
There are some real ass whales.
It's like
dude.
it's one of those things where it's like you've never seen one, Andy. Like you're like I'm on the ocean right now. That's a whale. You've seen them in the books. You've seen them on the
Yeah.
TVs. You don't expect to see this motherfucker in real life.
How do I slack something to Cool Greg?
I think it's
Assets.
actually cool, Greg's
There it
thing
goes.
too.
Yeah, bring that motherfucker
This
up.
one?
Yeah.
Yes. We don't need the audio though.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
some
Yeah.
crazy
Those are
real
real
ass
ass
whale.
whales.
That's a real ass whale, man.
I feel like my mental touchstone for whales is just going to the Monterey Bay Aquarium where they have the giant like whale replica hanging on the ceiling and you're walking under it and it's like, damn, this thing is huge.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit crazy.
Cool Greg, I slacked Cool Greg an image.
I
To
just really like that picture of Gio falling asleep next to a bunch of bags of hot Cheetos.
Such a mess. I love it.
She was in fine form.
Like this is just
yesterday.
one of those things where like, yeah, click on that shit.
Oh,
Look at how
no.
huge this like.
Oh,
How are
no.
these things real, man? And
Ocean, dude.
and that's just a gray whale. That's not like even a
Not
blue
even a blue
whale or
one, dude.
anything. It's just so scary. To
I
know
don't
that-
like it when they have the weird growths on them.
The
like
barnacles?
Barnacles.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's just what
barnacles.
happens, you know? I feel like I was maybe traumatized by Pinocchio thinking that whales would like eat you.
Yeah, but then you can live in there, and it's
I
a
don't
really
know if
boring
that's-
level in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, but I don't know that that's great. I don't know that I want to do that. Just
I'm
live
trying
in
to
a
find out
whale.
the Thalassophobia post, but
If we found aliens, right?
Uh-huh.
What do you think that they would look like? Like the first aliens we end up seeing one day, because they're gonna come say hi at some point, right? or we're gonna go to them. Either way, it's gonna happen. Do you think they're gonna be humanoid? Do you think they're gonna look like dogs? Do you think
God,
they're
I'd
gonna
be
look like
so
the,
excited if
the
they look like
green alien
dogs.
that we've come to know and love?
I would almost guarantee they don't look like the green alien we've known to come and love, unless they were advanced enough that they could change form and they came looking like that, because that's what our concept of aliens.
Yeah.
I love the idea of
culturally
how they
is.
are in Arrival, like just totally different looking. That
Yeah.
Yeah.
just some
They're
weird
more of an
sort of
idea.
concept.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like ghosty things.
weird concept.
Yeah. I hope they look like that. Can you please bring
This one?
Bottom right.
No,
No.
down, right, left. Yep. This little fucker.
Look at that little fuck.
I hate it.
Yeah, I do think that there is that sort of theory that they would take the form of how we are most comfortable seeing what an alien would be or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's giving them too much credit. I feel
Here's this one. It's one of my favorite clips. You know the story, right?
No, I don't think so.
So that clip is from Something in Me. It's a kids movie or whatever the fuck. but
McGee and me.
the story of that alien and that this movie is that Paul Rudd would always go on the Conan O'Brien show
yeah.
and bring this clip with him. And
I don't think I've ever seen the clip.
he's done it every time. Every time he goes on the Conan O'Brien show, he's like, I got a new clip for this movie. I'm out. And
Ant-Man's
he's been
coming
doing it
soon,
he's been
but-
doing it since like the mid 90s, dude.
Maybe the first link.
Click the second one, cool, Greg.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is old.
Yeah, this is old as shit. He's been doing this forever, like even before 2004. And he always says,
God, he looks exactly the same, and it's crazy.
keep fast. Yeah.
That's 15 years
Yeah,
ago.
bring it
So he's always like, so here's this clip of whatever. So, all right, so let's check out the new movie. And that's how they always
Mac and
introduce
Me.
it. Mac and Me. Yeah.
You hear it?
Yeah.
You
And
can?
it always.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing it. I need to get Kevin.
Okay.
Sorry.
All good.
Kill time.
It's just horror. I mean, it's a dumb video anyway. It's just this little alien riding in a little red wagon. But it's my favorite.
Some like knockoff ET bullshit.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. And it's just one of my favorite running jokes that, like, it's just a constant thing that's been happening since, I believe, before.
This was the first appearance.
Oh, this is the first one. Okay, got it. I thought
2004.
it was, like, way earlier than that. But, yeah, and it's just been a consistent thing where every time he shows, it's very reminiscent of, like, Jimmy Kimmel saying, sorry, Matt Damon, we didn't have enough time. Like, it's
Such a good bit.
It's the same thing. But it's this horrible clip from this video. And then the video ends, I was like, yep, so that's our and it's always just Conan like looking pissed off, you know? But it happened recently. The Ant-Man version of it was great because he's showing off Ant-Man for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, you know, I'm not gonna trick you, blah blah blah. So here's the clip. And it starts off with Mac and Me or whatever. And then he's like, okay, no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I know Disney would never let me do that. Here's the actual clip. Here is Ant-Man or whatever. And it starts off and it starts off as Ant-Man and like so immediately cuts to that clip. And it's like, man, how did Disney allow this to happen? Like allow him to go on Conan.
I love it, man. I love Paul Rudd.
He's just the
in general.
best,
I love
dude.
that we're
He's so
getting
good.
this movie or series movie.
Yeah, it's a series.
on Netflix.
No, wait. Did he say serious movie?
Series
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
It looks so
of
good.
two Paul Rudds together.
Yeah.
I never thought I needed that much Rudd. I knew I wanted it, but I didn't know that it was a thing that could happen.
Ruddle a Pud.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Or
I'm
Puddle
really
of Rudd.
excited.
So excited for it.
But it looks, is it like a drama or like a comedy?
It looks like a little bit of both.
Dramedy?
dramedy. Dramedy. You guys hear the rumors of the Ant-Man Disney Plus series?
No, I
No.
did not.
Yeah.
Just Michael Pena?
It's all. Oh, that'd be fucking
Hormiga
great.
Man?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, we're so far out from
What
everything
it
already
would
happened
be.
because we already
Yeah.
know so much. But when you look at the box office and kind of hear just like the way that they've talked about stuff, it's like it's doubtful that Ant-Man's going to get a third movie because it still kills at theaters, but compared to the other movies, they don't do
It's a
that
low
well.
performer.
It's a bit smaller, you know.
Ah.
But I can see them. I can see them doing a third, like a mini series,
Yeah.
to kind of like
That'd be
bit,
so
like,
fun.
grow it all out.
And it does seem like, you know, I mean, it doesn't seem, I know for a fact that like Paul Rudd is not too Hollywood enough. Or he's not too Hollywood to be like, no, I need my movie.
No.
I mean, I think him doing this Netflix show gets me more excited thinking that like, oh, this Disney Plus thing really could happen.
Yeah, I don't know. He just comes off as such a genuine dude that like, you know, like he popped up in Wet Hot American Summer, you know, like doing shit like that. Like, you know, he's not making a whole lot of money from that project, but he
likes
just wants
to
to
do
be with his
it,
friends,
yeah.
like, because it's funny as shit. And when he popped up in Parks and Rec as like the lovable opponent of Leslie Knope that's running for, I guess,
So
mayor.
good.
What are they running? I forgot what they're running for.
City council?
Yeah, something like
city
that.
councilman.
He's like running against Leslie Knope, and he's supposed to be the big bad villain that like has been given everything in his life, and he's never had to work for any of it or whatever. But and then so they do like attack ads, and he's like, "Hey guys, I was kind of mean what y'all did." And he's like totally not even a villain. Like you're supposed to want Leslie to beat him, but the whole time he's just like, "Hey, it was kind of mean what y'all did earlier, and I'd appreciate if you didn't do that." Like he's just such a lovable goof,
That's
man.
awesome.
I fucking
love
love him.
He's so fun.
I got some questions for you.
I can't
Ooh.
figure out the audio.
It's
Sorry.
fine.
Don't worry
We
about
need it.
Yeah.
Mfrit writes in and says, "Hey guys, what is the most recognizable icon or mascot? For example, is Mario as recognizable and known as Mickey Mouse?"
No, Mickey Mouse I think is bigger than Mario.
So we talked about something similar on the Kind of Funny podcast.
When I heard icon, immediately I was gonna go Wi-Fi symbol. You know,
Just-
like,
there you go.
I feel like it's such a common common
Iconic.
thing nowadays. Like not only with phones, but whenever you go to restaurants and shit like that, or you go
You
to
think that's more
stores.
recognizable than like the McDonald's M?
Maybe more than maybe less than a stop sign. But yeah, when I wasn't sure where you're going with that.
I remember when it was the height of Pokemon.
I'd go with
of
Beetleborgs,
its-
honestly.
yeah, Flabber from
Yeah.
Beetleborgs. No, the when Pokemon was like the 1999 2000 era Pokemon.
Okay.
I remember some report, like some news being like Pikachu is more identifiable than Mickey Mouse, according to
Some
people on the street and talking or whatever.
According
But
to
it's like there's these
Pokemon
those zeitgeist moments, you
Yeah.
know, where it's like everyone's talking about this thing right now.
Tickle Me Elmo,
But yes, where it's just like sure.
Beanie Baby.
That was Beanie Babies are a
God.
great example. Like
It's so
everybody
many.
knows
I
Beanie
still
Babies,
have
but
so
if you ask
many.
kids now, they probably don't know what Beanie Babies are.
no,
Pikachu's pushed through though.
because
like,
now
I
it's
feel-
Detective
It's crazy to me.
Pikachu.
Yeah. Like
Well-
Pikachu, even if you don't know video games, don't know Pokemon, like you know
You probably know
his name. You see him, you know.
I feel like most people. I feel like it may have even gotten to a point where if you don't know what the word Pokemon is, you still probably know what the word Pikachu is.
Like you might think that is Pokemon.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Like that's how
That's
powerful
what
he
Nick
is.
did some one time. I forgot what we were watching or playing. He was like, "Oh look, it's one of those Pikachu's you always like," or something like that. And it was like, not that.
Dog Trio.
Yeah. Such a boomer ass answer.
Things to just throw out there. Because obviously Mickey Mouse, I think, is the answer.
the thing. Yeah.
Pikachu, I think, is in the conversation.
The Bluebell cow. Ice cream.
No. Batman.
Oh, Batman's good. Yeah.
I think Batman is in there.
You think that's the most well known out of all the superheroes?
Yeah.
The
than Spider-Man?
Coca-Cola polar bear.
I think that Spider-Man and Batman, I think, are the two most iconic
I would agree.
superheroes.
Superman, the S symbol though, I feel like is also just
With the bat symbol.
You go to any
Yeah.
Fiesta, Texas, man.
yeah.
There's only one of them. I'm in Six
You
Flags.
go to any of them, bro.
There's only
any of the one.
That shit's in San Antonio,
Yeah.
Texas.
Ruben, how many siblings do you have? I have one half brother. Oh, that's right. One older brother.
Got it.
Yo, okay, guys.
Yeah.
I told part of this story on the podcast a couple weeks ago. We got a motherfucking follow-up, all right?
Oh,
I think I've
this
already
is
told you
exciting.
guys off camera, but I'm going to tell you guys again.
I wasn't listening.
My aunt, my dad's sister,
Oh,
all
right.
right, did 23andMe and found out that she has another sister.
That's wild.
So I have another aunt out there.
And she
that
had no idea.
no fucking idea. And it's like, oh my God.
Man, think about all the missed Christmas gifts she
My-
could give you.
Fucking right.
So much
But
money
like
you're
my
gonna make,
grandpa
bro.
got his fuck on and like did some shady ass shit.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, this is insane. So she like looks into it and like, you know, like any like my aunt's aged woman would do, like sends some emails and tries to
Yeah.
investigate, and you're like, we should meet up and all that shit. And emails this woman, and eventually this woman writes back. So my aunt was here visiting around my birthday, so that's when she first told me about this. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, we have a fucking other aunt. Like, damn, cool, Greg. What the hell's up with that? It's weird. Flash forward to now, she texts me. She's like, hey, call me. I'm like, all right. I call her.
That's never a good message.
It's
to
just
get,
weird,
usually.
especially for her. It's like super random. She's like, I got an update. We were totally off about what we thought. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
What could that
Yeah.
even possibly mean?
What does that fucking mean?
Were you guys the other family?
And she goes, okay, so that woman
like a Black
lives
Mirror
in like
episode.
Minnesota or some shit, whatever. We talked and whatever. That woman knew everything about me. She was like, she knew my name. She knew the situation. She knew I existed. She knew all about it.
She's been watching.
And it's just like, all right, that's fucking weird. She's like, yeah, I can't believe we're talking, whatever. Turns out it wasn't that my grandpa was out fucking. It's that my grandma was hoeing it up in these
hell
streets,
yeah.
baby.
Oh my
Totally
gosh.
different dad. The
Getting
the
all those
grandpa,
dicks wet,
My
man.
grandpa, it's my dad's dad. Totally not my dad's sister's dad. It's this other dude who she grew up knowing as my mom's friend Bill.
Fucking Bill, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Fucking Bill, dude. Ain't that some shit?
That's crazy. Yeah. Well, when you were telling me before the update, I brought up that happened to Seth Rollins as well. Like Seth Rollins came out on social media, was like, "Here's like these two brothers that I never knew I had, and I did
Crazy
23andMe
shit,
or
man.
whatever." That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's far enough for me where I'm like, it doesn't really affect my life at
Yeah.
all. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, I never knew my grandpa was dead before I was born.
Damn.
My grandma's been dead forever.
You got to
so
invite
it's
them
like,
to the wedding now?
Oh, hell no.
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 Those are some coveted seats.
Those are coveted seats, but like, maybe. You think I can ask for those Christmas gifts, though?
I
Like,
w-
over the years?
Retroactively.
I'm wondering what because now we start thinking about like wills, like what kind of money do they got in the bank? This is where you take advantage of it. This is where salesman Gettys.
I know I
comes
appreciate where your head's at, Eddie, but I think it's going to be really hard, not impossible, but hard to convince them that, hey, my dad's now half sister that I grew up thinking was a full sister
We make a video
is less
series.
related to me.
You go out to meet them. We get it
But then
sponsored.
if you get another
the
half
parents.
aunt, then together they make a whole aunt.
6
Wait,
episode series
Tim.
sponsored by 23andMe.
23andMe.
Ooh.
Wow, that's
Money
money
maker.
right there, baby.
Did your grandpa know about this?
I mean, I don't know. I can't ask him. He's dead.
I would imagine if your grandma was just like
I-
randomly
that attitude.
pregnant.
If your mom didn't know, and you're like,
My
and,
mom did not know.
and knew, like she got all these stories locked down. She's real proud of a bunch of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Interesting, very interesting.
Don't know what to tell you. Which isn't it crazy?
It's wild.
Yeah, it's just like the twist of like, oh my God, like she was pregnant with another man's baby. It's like, I didn't even think about that.
That's awesome.
I guess that's just like inherently harder logistically
Yeah.
than if your grandpa had gotten somebody else pregnant
Yeah.
and they could live in Minnesota. Like, it'd be easier to.
It's so crazy
Avoid
meeting
that.
people and then like finding out like crazy ass secrets and stories like that. Like, I grew up going to elementary school with this kid that was my friend. And then years later, I found out, and he found out at the same time, that his dad had a family in Cambodia with like someone else.
This
He
is
just had a second family. It's just like, Jesus, dude, that's really weird. And he had like 6 sisters that he didn't know about.
that's super.
Oh.
I don't know. We just watched a movie trailer that's kind of like that, where it's like
Yeah.
this kid, like he has really strict parents, and the dad goes on business trips all the time. And so when his dad's away, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna sneak off for spring break because my dad's not here, and I can do whatever I want." And he goes to like some other town, and he sees his dad come to the pool, and he and his friend are like, "Fuck, we just got caught so hard." And the dad hugs the lifeguard girl, and he was like, "Is my dad having an affair? This is weird." And then they follow him and figure out that that's his other daughter, and he has this like whole other family in this other town. And then like blackmails his dad and letting him do cool stuff.
Hell yeah.
To keep
dude,
this
blank
secret.
check.
Kevin, can you close the door? I'm smelling like cigarette smoke, right? I'm not the
Yeah.
only one, right?
No.
Okay.
When my parents first got married, my mom was like hanging out with the in-laws, and everyone was like talking about stuff. And so she asked like everybody how they had met, and then she had asked my great grandma like, "Oh, how did you meet your husband?" And my great grandma looked at my grandpa, was like, "Do you think they're old enough? Should we tell them?" And everyone was like,
"Oh shit."
my mom was like, "Oh man, I'm never asking questions again."
Fucking alien.
But it turns
Mac and Me
out
trailer starts playing.
that my great grandma had been married to my great grandpa's brother, and he had been like killed in war. And so, because it was like culturally acceptable, they're like, we take care of you now. You're part of the family. So then she just married his brother.
Wow.
And this is how all his family
That's
started.
crazy.
I guess
That
all
is
of like my dad
nuts.
and all of his siblings like kind of lost their mind of like, how the heck did we not know this? And then my mom's like, how do you not ask your family like questions
My
like
God.
this?
I mean, that is all so crazy.
I didn't know that. Like, I just thought that happened in the movies.
Mm-mm.
That's
Like, imagine
cool.
thinking you're an only child, but you actually had siblings.
That would be weird. I
Yeah.
don't think I'd like that.
Yeah, like Joey, you are 30 years old.
Yeah.
You get a little ring, ring, ring. You answer your phone. It's your mom being
Ring-a-ding-ding,
like,
Joey.
hey, you actually have brother or sister. What do you want to give her?
Brother, give her
I
brother.
always wanted an older brother.
He's
what
kind of
would
short.
Joey's-
He's like about your height, maybe a little bit taller. Got long hair. Always wears a cap.
How's
like,
the dick?
long hairs.
You need to know that
I'm
about
just-
my brother?
I'm just kind of trying to
He's,
describe
he's
Kevin.
going where I was going.
I'm
I
just-
was about to be like Joey. I could be a little.
I'm
brother.
describing Kevin.
I got it. I got it.
Nightmare situation.
Real good stuff.
He runs around a lot. It's really loud.
It's like work stuff. It's not for fun.
I still think about that photo that I was playing Borderlands last night with Chloe and our friend Tucker. I still think about the photo that when we were taking pictures with the timer on and Kevin like halfway like
He's just a blur.
it's just like
She got
nothing
it.
has
She-
encapsulated
yep.
Kevin more
I
than
really-
that
Photograph.
photo, dude.
Like, you can smell it if you look at it long enough. You know what I mean? Dude, I just had a crazy ass moment that is going to be hard to describe. But
Okay.
Fuck.
on a Kind of Funny in Review a couple days ago, yesterday, we were doing Harry Potter. And there was a moment where I was reading and I saw a word. And as I was reading it, I stopped in my mind. I'm like, wait, I'm saying the wrong word. And I kind of paused myself and I roboted out.
Oh my
Oh.
god!
Like,
It
I
sounded like a
short-circuited.
robot.
I feel like that just happened to me visually, where we're talking about Kevin.
Everything
and,
vibrated?
sirens are on our side, and I look over at Kevin, and I swear to God, it looked like he was moving, everything was good, and he just looks and goes, and it
Oh,
looked like
freeze
he
frame.
just went freeze frame, and I'm like, Kevin just fucking freeze? Like, what the fuck's happening?
Is Kevin
The
a
world is-
simulation?
Closing in
it
on
gave me
you.
this shock for a second, where I'm just like,
Nothing is real.
yeah, like, is this a fucking simulation,
Yeah,
dog?
dude.
Like, what
Do
the
you ever
fuck
think
is
about that?
happening? I think about it too much.
Really?
Yeah.
It's pointless to think about because if it is, it doesn't make a difference. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Like
I
you're not gonna
guess-
break out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or
You're
not,
just in it.
Yeah, you're also not going to change the way things
Are.
work in it. Yeah.
It's
you know
not so
what I mean?
much do I think about it being a simulation.
Do you think about being the Truman Show?
No,
That's what I think about all the time.
I think about it more just of like, why are we here, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Are you getting high?
It's just, it's weird though.
It's fine. No
right?
one will judge you.
Yeah.
Isn't it fucking weird, Andy?
Yeah, because I think of like if somebody mentions something in the news about the year 2030 something, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be like 40 by then, and I'm gonna be like middle aged, and then in the year 2060 I'll be how? Oh my god! And I think about
Will you even be
what
alive?
will I be doing in 20 years?
But it's like more than just you. Like, there'll be kids then. There's still going to be kids. There's still going to be old people. People are just going to die and then they're gone forever. You know?
Do you think there's gonna be less kids, like a drop in population, just because like our age aren't really fucking a whole lot? and having
It's
kids?
happening in Japan. It's a big problem in Japan. Way less kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they had to do. Japan had to do the thing where they like limited how many kids you had for a while.
No,
China.
that was China.
Oh,
right?
China?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had the
Wasn't that
2-kid
Japan?
rule. And like, you know what? Didn't work that great. Billion people. 1 out of 6 people. Chinese.
Yeah, because I wonder, just because I know that a lot of people our age, like 25 to 35,
Making good decisions.
are not having as many kids as they used to, or just having kids like young, like
Yeah.
back in the day, where I think my grandmother had my mom when she was maybe 20 or 21, and then my parents had my brother when they were like 22 or something like that. And so I just don't think that that's as
But I think
Present
there's
in our
there-
life.
I think that there's a difference where like you don't live where your parents lived. You know what I mean? Like we went to North Carolina and visited. We went for a wedding, hung out with a bunch of people at this wedding that were from North Carolina. They were all like 25, 26, and they were all kind of remarking like, oh,
they were all what? Sorry, the bus was passing by.
remarking that like the bride is like she was like 28, and they're like, oh, that's kind of old for here. And they were talking about they all have been married for a couple years, having kids. A bunch of their friends are getting divorces and stuff. So I think it's just
Regional
Yeah,
sort of
it
thing?
might be
Yeah.
regional.
I guess you could be
cultural
right because
too.
I do remember there was a point where when I was like maybe 25 or something like that, my Facebook people you should know were all these like super hot girls my age or younger that all had kids. And I remember that like every one of these women like is single with a kid and they're like 22, 23, 24. And yeah, I guess it kind of just depends on where you're at because that's back when I was in Texas and like, you know.
Yeah.
Things are. I mean, because you got to think about it this way. It's like we have things to do here. If you're in North Carolina, you're
Raleigh.
either Michael Jordan
Or you're fucking
playing basketball, or you're fucking.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? There's no in between. Whereas like we have things that are like, I feel like
have
we're
games to
very
play.
lucky that we have things that we're interested in. We're like, we could have sex, or we could do this thing.
Mhm.
We got a lot of
Both.
great
You could do
options.
both.
New
You could do
season-
both. You could do both,
New
dude.
season of Hip
Multitask.
Hop Evolution. Pretty good. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Any of it?
I've watched random episodes. I haven't like watched the whole series.
Really good.
It doesn't get me.
Oh,
There's
really?
some- yeah, some.
I love the way
missing.
I feel like every episode ends really well. Every episode leads
Why don't
into
you
the
give it another
next
shot?
Yeah, every episode does a great job of like, but what they didn't know was that there was a new rapper on the horizon. He was looking to make some noise, and it shows like a clip of whoever. And it's like, the credits hit. It's like, I gotta watch the next one, you know. But yeah, it's a really good, just 3-season thing. The newest season is, I think, like only 3 episodes or 4 episodes. It's really short. When it ended, I was like, oh fuck, that was it.
Yeah.
But it's it starts off with the Biggie and Tupac feud. Really, because I didn't know that they were friends at any point. I never knew that.
Yeah.
I just always thought it was an East Coast West Coast rivalry thing. But like, there's a bunch of photos of them as they were friends or whatever. And then the first time Tupac got shot, he assumed that Biggie was part of it and
Yeah.
like sent people to send him to have him get shot. And then right after Tupac had been shot, Biggie had put out a song called, it was something about getting shot. And it was, it was a song that had been recorded and produced months before that. But
Yeah.
when it finally came out, it just looked like really, really bad timing.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So
Good.
that
Like
became
shade.
that became like a, Tupac's like, that's fucked up that you're doing
Well,
this.
then
And
it
that's
was
where
hit 'em up.
that's where the beef kind of
Yeah.
started,
These motherfucking started a diss track. Which says, that's why I fucked your old bitch, you fat motherfucker.
You fat motherfucker, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Is there anything more just like, damn, dude? Like, you just cut to the core of all of it right there.
Yeah.
Like, you can stop the song there, but he didn't.
Kept
then that
going.
beat drops. Like, get money.
Well, because they talk about early in the days where when Tupac first met Faith Evans or whatever, and he was like fucking around, and he was like, "You with this guy, Biggie? You got her? Like, are you serious?" And they talk about how they all joked around, they were all like hanging out and just friendly and shit, and then it started going down. Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
How many times did 50 Cent get shot?
9.
Did you know that?
I did not know.
Oh,
that.
really? How crazy is it? That's just something that we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They made
Well, no.
such a big
The
deal
only reason I
out
know
of
is
that.
because like Chris Rock in that joke that he said.
But like, I feel like there's just one of those random facts that just, it's kind of like Pikachu. You know what I mean? It's just like, it was there and now everybody knows it, except for Joey.
To me,
Yeah,
yeah,
sorry.
it's like
I don't keep up with my.
It's
50
like the
Cent
home run
knowledge,
records in
maybe.
Major League Baseball. Like those numbers are like so like set in my brain for some reason.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know about those.
Yeah.
But like 50 Cent,
Got shot
like
9
when you
times.
think 50 Cent in your mind's eye, like
Mm-hmm.
what pops up?
The really, really skinny photo of him where he lost a lot of weight for like a movie that I don't know if ever came out. Like, I just remember seeing that photo always going around the internet. Like, wow, he lost all this weight for this role, and like, I feel like the movie's still being made, but it's not. But like, I swear to God, this photo came out like 10 years ago or some shit, and he just looks like super emaciated and shit.
I definitely think of the candy shop video.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my
the candy.
touchstone for 50 Cent.
Because I definitely think about the got shot 9 times.
Yeah.
I think about Vitamin Water.
Oh
know?
yeah.
I think
wow.
about G Unit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about, I mean, just Get Rich or Die Trying, the whole album in
Yeah.
general. What a fucking bang.
What about the video
You know
game?
what I mean? Blood in the Sand?
Blood in the
I
Sand.
think about that as well.
Yeah, sure you do.
That's right there. You know what I mean?
That's right behind Vitamin Water.
I probably the most told story on this podcast in its history, but I don't give a fuck because it is my favorite. For Blood in the Sand, Nick Scarpino, IGN sends him to go cover it, and
God.
Nick ends up riding dune buggies with G Unit. Like, is there anything funnier than that?
It's the funniest like visual, dude.
Just Nick
That's
Scarpino.
that's an
Oh, hello,
episode
Mr.
of like
Unit. Like,
that's an Arrested Development episode, man. Like that's like the weirdest, dumbest thing in the world, dude.
At like the peak of G Unit's maybe not the peak. Maybe like 2 years after the peak of G Unit's popularity.
But still high cultural relevance.
Oh, it came out in 2011. The movie.
All things fall apart.
Yeah, like where's that one photo though?
it's
just
the.
like if you just Google
God damn,
50
what?
Cent.
It was just right
skinny-
there.
Yeah, it was just right there. Hold
Yeah.
on. I got it. It's moving.
That one.
That one always pops around. This photo, I swear to God, has just been ingrained in my head.
Man.
I can't believe this came out in 2011.
It's like 25 cents.
That's pretty
No,
good,
Tim,
man.
this is 50 cents. Do you see the website on the bottom?
Oh yeah, it is 50 Cent.
No, but you didn't get the joke, Kevin.
No, I
Yeah.
just think it's funny that's.
What?
I can't get it. Right underneath.
It's
here-
like watermarked almost at the
Yeah,
bottom.
Oh,
this is
got it.
50cent.com is the actual
Got
website.
it.
I thought that was a funny connection.
It was a funny like retort, Kevin. I'll
Thank
give you
you.
that.
Was it?
Thank
Don't
you.
encourage
While you're
him.
thinking of whether or not that was funny, let me tell you about our sponsors.
Guys, I'm throwing down the gauntlet.
Oh no! Are we
All
having
right.
another pepperoni diplomacy
I'm
act
throwing
conversation?
down the
Another one.
gauntlet.
Whoa.
No. I'm
Okay.
throwing down the gauntlet, okay?
Mhm.
I'm very passionate about this. I will say right now, and I'll put my foot down and my fist down and my other fist down and my elbows.
What about
And
your
I
other
will
foot?
say that green flavored drinks are the best drinks ever.
What?
Better than red flavored drinks.
But you
No
love
way.
red
Better than
flavor.
purple
You
flavored
sound
drinks.
Wait,
so
wait,
dumb
Better
right
than
now.
blue flavored
Wait,
drinks.
wait. But you love red flavor sodas.
Oh, I love a red flavored thing, Kevin.
You
But if
love-
it's a
do you
green
know how many times
flavored
I've heard
thing,
you talk about Big Red or whatever?
Big Red's great, Mountain Dew Code Red, great. If I will 100%, but there's also the chance that like maybe the red is like a weird sort of fruit punch or it's a weird something.
You don't like
if you give
Hawaiian
me
punch?
any sort of green flavored thing is always going to be a tropical flavored something. It's always like a passion
Green
fruit.
apple.
It's always a green apple, Kevin. Oh, a sour apple. There's a brand new energy
Oh.
drink from Rain, which is like the new energy drink that we're drinking because Bang Energy Drink. They're like
You gotta stop.
Bang Energy is
changing-
like, hey, we're trying to get Trump reelected. It's like, okay, fuck Bang. Bang's out of here now. We're going with Rain now. And they have a green sour apple drink. Green drinks are the best flavored drinks, and I will fight anybody who
Andy, how
disagrees.
much-
I've never disagreed with you more.
Remember 2 weeks ago on this show when you said you don't have hot takes? Here we are.
You think this is one of them?
Yes. This is like the equivalent to used pizza, right?
You're crazy.
Used pizza?
To use pizza as a
Oh.
thing here. It's like that'd be like you being like the best pizza ever is pineapple
I'm not buried.
pizza.
Hawaiian.
It's like where it's just Hawaiian pizza. It's like no, I mean Hawaiian pizza's dope, but it's like it's not what pizza is.
It's just when I go
it's
in-
what pizza can
When
be.
I go into a store and I see, like, just if I'm looking at a smattering of bottles with no labels and I'm blurring my eyes so I can only see color, Tim. I'm not seeing words. I'm blurring my eyes. I'm not seeing what the words are on the
Tim, they're all
label.
blurred.
You see, you could tell them they're blurred, right,
Yeah,
Kevin?
yeah, because the way you're like
Yeah.
not looking at
If
it.
I see a lot of green, I'll go for the green drink every time.
So you're
but the
saying
green
Mountain Dew
drinks,
probably
so
the best
so much
soda.
of them are just the green bottles. 7-Up, Sprite.
Yeah.
You,
No.
You're
That's
talking about the liquid.
The liquid.
so it's clear. They're all clear bottles.
All clear bottles.
Wow.
All clear bottles.
We're in a very generic
If,
store.
if the liquid is green, that means that that
You can't say
It's
you
a- it
can't
gives-
talk about flavors and drop sour apple as like it's just the best.
tropical.
Sour
Too
apple's fucking-
specific.
It's always
Hey,
a
sour apple's
tropical
really good.
vibe. It's
I also don't
always
feel like
a-
there are that many green drinks.
It's always a tropical sort of thing, dude. Like recently, I've been going with
I googled green liquid and things get not safe for work. very
Oh no,
quickly.
yeah.
No, we can't show that.
Just go to like green sodas.
Because earlier
Green
in the years,
beverages?
you've made arguments that you love red flavored drinks,
I do, yeah.
and
Andy,
it's like that
what's your favorite
sounds
flavor?
that sounds
Red.
stupid. Because red's a color, not a flavor. But like I feel what you're
You
saying.
feel it, yeah.
Yeah.
You get it, yeah.
Green, I don't think it has the same thing.
No.
I can't.
I
say
think
I'm
you
like-
have an
like,
argument for red, and I think you have an argument for blue. I don't think you have one
orange,
for green.
Orange soda.
Orange sucks.
Orange.
Like I like orange soda, but an orange colored drink sucks.
What? Were you not here when we ranked all the Mountain Dews?
You motherfucker! Like, no, there is only one orange soda. It's orange soda. We're not talking about orange colored liquids.
Yeah, but like okay, I've been really up on this green Monster Energy drink, and it's called like Ultra Paradise.
Don't you just like that then?
It's just if there's a green drink, it's gonna be better. This period. Like if I see green liquids, I want that shit, dude.
Yeah.
It always just gives
But
me
it's
this
like orange,
island vibe.
orange soda it's orange soda.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a drink. Green drinks is
It's
just
not like a real category.
like there are.
I'll just
there
always
are
go with the green
orange
drink over-
sodas that aren't orange soda.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck, I hate this conversation. But like there are orange sodas, both lowercase orange and soda, that aren't orange soda, capital orange and soda.
Sure, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But like if you were to have that, you'd be like, the fuck is this? I expected the taste of
Sure, yeah.
orange
Yeah.
soda. Whereas like I feel like blue drinks, you kind of know what you're getting into.
Blues are up there for me. I'll say I'll put
Gatorades,
blue-
Powerades.
I'd say purple down low.
Ices.
I don't give a fuck about purple
Ices,
drinks.
yes.
I'll put purple drink very low.
They're usually grape, and I don't feel like grape flavor stuff is usually great.
Yeah, like when I think of blue, I'm thinking
Blue raspberry.
all of the Dew SA. I'm thinking of all the Mountain Dew flavored stuff.
KFF's changed you. Man. It's exposed you to too much weird shit.
But red, red. We have Code Red. We have Big Red, which are both.
You have Hawaiian
They both
punch,
taste like red.
which doesn't get enough love.
But no.
Doesn't get enough love.
Here's my thing about Hawaiian Punch, Tim. Here's my thing about Hawaiian Punch. I put Hawaiian Punch like really low, dude.
Can I guess why?
It's just way too sweet.
It doesn't sustain carbonation. That's the problem. And orange soda.
Are they
has
even
the same thing.
carbonated?
I don't think they're carbonated.
They should be.
Oh. There's a banger of a podcast.
Wait, is it not carbonated?
No.
No, I'm
Maybe
pretty
that's
sure
why.
it's not.
But there was
Like,
one
all these
Tahitian
are-
treat. Tahitian treat.
All these are flat.
I
What's
have
going on?
no idea what that is.
Tahitian treat is.
What the fuck are you
It's
talking
carbonated.
It sounds
that.
green.
It's carbonated Hawaiian punch.
It sounds green.
No,
Google
listen.
me some
you,
Tahitian treat.
You
Tahitian
said the
treat,
orange
passion.
thing.
Yeah.
I was really,
What's up?
I was really not on board until I remembered the existence of Cactus Cooler, which is a god tier level soda.
Green.
Oh no, that's right. You said green. Never mind. I'm on Team Tim. Green still sucks.
Green's
Orange
great.
is
I'm
the
not
best
saying
one.
it sucks. I'm just saying it is way too niche and it is way too not consistent. You don't know what you're getting with a green drink.
Yeah.
There's no consistent flavor associated with the color.
No,
green.
but there's always a connotation of like of an island tropical vibe.
Yeah. Read this motherfucker up.
Tahitian treat. What the fuck is this, dude?
this kind
Tahitian
of looks
treat is-
like.
It's Hawaiian punch, but
Wait, it's a Hawaiian punch like variant.
no, I think it's
Sam's
kind of like
Club
Sprite
bullshit.
and 7-Up.
Oh, interesting.
Friendly rivals.
Like I was kind of down on red, but I'm suddenly thinking of like Code Red and Big Red and the other one, Red Flash.
I don't know what Red
I don't
Flash
either.
is.
Red Flash is Coca-Cola's version of Big Red. So like Big Red is super popular in Texas. Coca-Cola made their own variant of it called Red Flash. Yeah, Cool Greg's bringing this up. Oh no, that's
Nope.
an actual.
There's a lot of superhero
Type in
stuff.
Red Flash soda, and it's just their version of it.
Oh.
This
yeah.
looks like some knockoff ass shit.
It
So
looks
it's
like knockoff Dr. Pepper.
It's just but can't you envision this bottle of soda next to a bunch of Fruitopias?
I was just thinking about Fruitopia.
Utopia.
But that's what
man.
I'm saying. Like I would put red up there. I was down on red. No, but here's the thing. Here's my view. Is like if you don't know what's in the bottle, I am more attracted. I guess part of my argument started becoming these colors red has all these different flavors.
Yeah.
But I can't think of it that way. More of my
It's too narrow-minded.
yeah, what I need to think of
outside
like
the bun, Andy.
if I see a bottle
yeah.
with no label and there's there's green in one, there's blue in one, there's red in one.
So like now, okay. We were talking about a lot of stuff. We were bringing our own biases
Yeah.
into this.
I mean,
now
you guys
we're
are
just talking science.
Yeah,
facts.
you guys are getting me really off track. So now like I'm more focused.
We have different colored liquids
Yeah.
in cups, and we have no frame of reference of what
No
they are.
frame of
But
reference.
are we adding that it's a soda?
It's a soda.
It's
Okay.
carbonated.
So
It's a carbonated soda.
Well,
Wine punch is a punch, not a soda, right? It's a juice, I guess, right?
Tahitian treat definitely said it's a soda. I'm gonna do some.
Yeah. So I'm just
Dig.
imagining, you it's a hot summer day. Sun
a
is
hot
beting
one.
down on you.
7
Man,
inches
it's a
from the
hot
midday
one. Rob Thomas is the clerk at the fucking 7-Eleven. Santana's fucking restocking the candy aisle. And you open a goddamn cooler and you see all these like clear bottles with colored liquids in it, and they're all carbonated sodas. And you know, if I see the green one, for me the green one just like it gives off. Again, a tropical. I know I just keep harping on this word, but it's like it gives off a tropical vibe, and I want that in that moment because it's so hot and greasy outside. More than if I saw.
So you think it's more refreshing?
Yeah, it just gives me like a now I'm underneath a palm tree. Now we're cooking with glass.
Green?
Cooking with glass? I don't know what that means.
Yeah, green. Green just gives me like a.
I feel like
time to relax. You know what green reminds me of? Like in a coconut with an umbrella, kicking my feet up.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got a big straw hat on, shading yourself, and again, it's hot outside. Rob Thomas.
Coming back, playing the song again.
He's bringing out the drinks on the tray, you know.
What's Santana
and he's
doing?
like, man, it's a hot one.
But what's Santana doing in the beach?
Santana's the pool boy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's restocking the towels and stuff. And like again, they bring you. You're not in the store anymore. Now you're looking at a tray of drinks that Santana's bringing, or
It's
Rob
vacation
Thomas.
mode now, yeah.
Yeah. So you're looking at a tray of drinks. So like if I see the green one, that one gives me like fresh island vibe, kicking up my feet, Tim. Fresh island vibe.
Okay.
And I'm underneath a big palm tree, and I'm sipping
You have
on
a
this
big
drink.
hat.
And I know I have plans tonight, but I'm gonna relax with this green beverage, and it's carbonated, and it's tasty. Like that's the one that I gravitate towards the most. And the blue one maybe second.
Sounds like you need a real specific set of circumstances for this to be ideal.
Rob Thomas,
Including
and Santana.
Rob Thomas and Carlos Santana. But do you know that Ruben and Cool Greg went to high school with
With Rob
Carlos
Thomas?
Santana's daughter?
Oh
Oh, I
fuck!
did
Yup.
not know that.
She ignored me.
She ignored you? Her name was Jelly.
Looking at Ruben's face, like Ruben did not know that. He had no fucking clue.
Santana used to play in like Mission Dolores Park and stuff all the time in the 70s. My mom used to
He's
talk
from
about
SF?
it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's just my vibe.
I mean, so we could make some phone calls, Andy. We can make this happen for you.
What if Andy just came in one day? Sand everywhere. Palm trees. Rob Thomas.
Knees sweet, knees hums, knees
What?
palms or sweaty or.
You getting there?
Yes.
So, okay, so it's Carlos Santana. It's Rob Thomas. Eminem walks in.
Up. Yeah. I'm going for the green drink every time, and then blue, and then red.
I think blue is way more tropical than green.
Blue to me is like I'm on a spaceship in Santana's pilot.
What's he doing there?
Santana's in the Rob Thomas is
Is
fucking.
he still saying it's a hot one?
He's in the engine room. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a hot one in there.
Blue to me is a futuristic drink. That's a xenon drink.
So then what's red?
Red.
Living in the now.
Yeah,
Stop
red's a
to think
present
about
tense.
stuff.
Red's a present. Red's like a medieval one.
Medieval.
Yeah.
What?
No, red's a
Present
present.
tense, medieval. Two very different concepts.
Yeah, I'll go with
Unless
red.
you're
as
at
a-
And also,
medieval
what
times.
what does medieval taste like?
Red flash. You know what I mean? I'd say red is a present tense. Yeah, I'll go with red as like a today sort of vibe.
Okay.
But I also think of red as like medicine. Maybe I'm thinking like mana.
Purple. Oh, see, with green potions though. Usually they're the bad ones. Like poison is green.
Yeah.
Sludge.
I mean, it's all real. It's all
Ooze.
poison soda.
You're
Fucking
right.
you up.
We're
You
all
know?
gonna die, just like the
true.
polar bears,
Just like the polar bears, Tim.
which are related to soda. This
All comes
episode,
full circle.
everyone thought we were just saying a bunch of things that didn't add up.
Yeah. A lot of
You're-
people in
you're gonna
chat
learn
are like,
something.
"What was this show about?"
Well, hey man, you know, every once in a
The
while,
Fear of the Deep sodas.
I have a moment where I'm like, what am I gonna headline and thumbnail this video? This is one of those ones where I'm just
Which
like,
color would you rather drink?
fuck.
Just say that.
Can you just promise to put Rob Thomas and in the thumbnail?
In the thumbnail.
Man,
I have
it's
no idea.
Well,
I can't imagine what Rob Thomas looks like.
really?
Really? He's very like.
He's wearing a hat. I picture.
Can you Google
I don't
Rob
think he has
Thomas?
a hat
Cool
on.
Greg?
Not
I
in
picture
my.
a newsboy hat sort of thing.
Okay. And
Uh,
he has like kind of like sweepy bangs.
You know what?
And
No,
like
I'm just
a light blonde, dark brown.
I'm just picturing
Tammy
Johnny
color
Depp.
hair. Oh no, he has short hair.
Yeah.
I
See,
guess.
no.
I'm just
Pull this
pictu-
up.
I'm just picturing Johnny Depp.
Not
yeah,
a, not
I feel
a
like I was
chance
going
in
for
hell.
like picture 2 in my brain.
Oh,
or
got
no, the lower
it. Nice
left.
open collar with the little earrings
little
too.
chain. Why is
for him.
he? What's
Man,
he
he
doing
had-
in that other one?
He had like
with the jean
he had,
jacket
like at
in
least
the lower
5
right.
#1 hits, dude.
Did he?
Oh,
He had
yeah.
more than that.
Like
Man, see,
not,
I'm
al-
so unfamiliar.
not only
him.
with Santana, but just Matchbox 20. Period.
Yeah.
Like Matchbox 20 was like huge. You
Didn't-
know.
didn't know he
Bent
was
by
in that.
Matchbox 20.
Huh?
Bent.
I never heard that.
Oh, you definitely have.
Rob Thomas, man.
But I don't know if he's with Matchbox 20 anymore.
I feel like they're still touring. I feel like I see that every once in a while at like Shoreline Amphitheater.
But it's one of those things where the band isn't really together anymore.
Mm.
It's just kind of like it's Rob Thomas.
Rob
Robbie
Thomas
T.
featuring Matchbox 20.
Oh, you know what? I'm a liar. 2 #10 hits, 1 #1 hit was Smooth, of course.
Smooth is a slap and a half.
It's straight up walking you, wonder what around here. If I can be your world. Wait, is that
I don't
Matchbox
know
20?
what that is.
Please
It's
don't
either that or
change.
Goo Goo Dolls. I
Who-
feel like they're
who sings
very.
the song Unwell?
That's Matchbox 20.
Okay, I like that song.
I was about to say, I don't know, man. I have no idea.
Do you know that song?
Never heard-
I'm not crazy.
have.
I'm just
Oh, that
a
one. I
little
fucking hate
unwell.
that
I love
song.
it, dude. It reminds me of buying booster packs at Cards and Comics Central because every time I would go for a while, that would just be playing.
I'll never forget. I wrote a song when I was like in my punk band or whatever, and one of the riffs was like, and my friend was like, "Oh, that sounds like that Matchbox 20 song." I'm
ruined it for
not
you.
crazy, and I was like, "Ah, fuck, it does." But it's like way faster and weirder. I don't know. That's the only.
Ooh,
sort
this
of
is how a
connection I have.
heart breaks was another good one.
I know it.
What's how did that one go?
I don't remember, but I remember
Cool.
I like it.
Cool.
This is how
If
a heart
you were Greg
breaks,
Miller-
something like that.
How'd it go? You got this is how the heart breaks. No, 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 no.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Lonely No More, also a good one.
Hmm.
I don't want to be lonely no more.
Oh, shit, that's
shit.
that.
Oh,
I'm so good at this, guys.
No way, that's like Enrique Iglesias or
No,
something.
it's not.
I
Very clearly, it says there.
That's
Rob
like
Thomas.
such a Latino song.
He's been jamming with
That's like
Santana.
such a brown song.
Is
Holy
Enrique
shit.
still with Anna Kournikova? We haven't checked in a while.
I think last time we had this update, we were doing a Hot Shots tennis party mode.
I love how our minds work. Yeah, they're back together.
Wow,
back together.
Great for them.
Did they break
Yeah.
up for a while?
Love.
They
can't
have
exist.
twins.
Wow.
You just can't escape that love. You can run, you can hide.
I like
Yep.
the ping pong ball song.
She
that he
still
did.
looks like Anna Kournikova, and he still looks like Enrique
God, they're hot.
Iglesias.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Just banging constantly.
Constantly, dude.
Trying to twin
That's
it up.
the only existence I would want.
Yeah, their kids look like kids. You know what I mean?
Great description.
Yeah. They're like kind of rounded, huddly.
Did she go with the last name? Did they do the hyphenated last name?
Anna
the kids?
Iglesias?
Yeah.
I feel like celebrities don't really ever change their last names for the most part.
Dude, they've been together 18 years.
Fuck.
That is a long time.
It felt like a flash in the pan. I was like, this isn't
Yeah,
gonna
it's like,
last.
no way.
No.
This is
Yeah.
some Britney,
Yeah.
Justin
Justin.
stuff. No, man. Good for them. He's 44 years old.
He looks my age.
I love him, man.
22.
I really love him.
Does he still look the same? Can you show me your laptop?
Yeah, dude, he's still hot, man.
Yeah, he's still they're both really hot.
Yeah.
I always had such a crush on her
Dude.
because I was like a big
Maxim,
fan
man.
of tennis, which is like something you will never believe.
Tell me about your tennis fandom days.
I just used to
Andy.
love tennis, man. Like
He loves golf, which is the most random thing.
That is
like
super
I
weird. don't-
I would have. My brother is like really fucking good at tennis, and I was on that track to like learn and shit. But then my fucking middle school like teacher just didn't show up after school for after school practice. Like she showed up for the first 2 and then just stopped showing up. And then from then on, like there was no tennis team anymore. So that was it.
So you're saying in some alternate reality where this coach shows up, you're not here. You're like some
Oh.
pro tennis player.
I'm going head to head with Nadal right now. Nadal and
Johnny
his
is
giant
in
left
Madrid.
arm.
Oh, man.
You've seen Rafael Nadal?
No.
It's funny because like the top tennis players have been like the top tennis players for the last 20 years or something. Like
Yeah.
that nobody else new has kind of come up. This guy's been playing forever. Always wears a big bandana. It's actually the first Johnny Ace graphic I made was his body. He has like long hair with a bandana, but like he's been balding a lot, so it's like really, really thin hair now. It's like, yeah, just got to shave it off, bro.
Bandana's just getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, exactly. But he's a lefty, and early on in his career, there would be photos of him online, like playing tennis, and his left bicep is so much bigger.
Told you.
Like not even, like it's just
Like he
so.
looks
It looks
disproportionate?
photoshopped. It looks photoshopped. Older photos of Rafael Nadal.
Cool, Greg. Can
Yo.
you bring up a picture of Rafael Nadal?
Just type in
I
N-
just- I
just
just
type in
wanted to see.
NADAL, sorry. Tennis and then left arm. Let's bring up some images. Like
Oh,
my-
dude, yeah. The left,
5th one.
second one,
Oh yeah, that too.
down, left. Oh,
Which one?
It went away.
Yeah, that.
Well, whatever. This shows it too, but
yeah, like this is a long time ago, obviously, but yeah, there were
Go
Oh, the
up.
green one too.
where the fuck
Did it
There was one that just
disappear?
disappeared. Yeah. Go down. Right there. Click that one.
This one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
that's
Damn.
crazy.
Like that's also just like a bad angle for his right arm, but yeah, for the longest time, his left arm bicep was just fucking massive, and it's like evened out over the years because he's been working out more evenly, I guess, or whatever. But he's one of the best tennis players of all time, and I was like, I would wake up during the Australian Open. They moved the Australian Open because it was too hot. Like in Australia, they moved it to towards the wintertime because when they would play at night and it would still be like 110, 105 and shit like that.
No, thank
And
you.
so, when they would do the Australian Open, I would go to bed like at 8 p.m. and I would wake up like at 3 in the morning to
Oh my
watch
God.
his matches and shit.
You were like hardcore.
Hardcore, yeah. It was like he had this crazy match against Fernando Verdasco. It was like this guy's a prick, and they both hate each other, and they grew up hating each other. It was like
Rivalry, dude.
Ash and Gary, you know. It was
Love
like
it.
Yeah, it was that same shit. So yeah, I grew up like watching a lot of tennis, and I fell off over the years. But I was also a huge fan of golf. Like every Tiger major, it's like we had to be there. It was like must watch. Even like the non-majors, you know, any other random course that he'd be playing, it's like, yeah, we had to watch, and we put on the golf channel. We would order pizza and shit. But at that time we were also golfing a lot because we had this crazy discount at our school where, because we were students at Austin Community College, we would get to play the Riverside Golf Course, which is where the UT players would practice. We could play around for like $10.
Oh shit.
When it's normally like $60 or whatever the fuck. We would get a crazy discount because we were students. We were out there all the fucking
Golfing
time
it up,
golfing.
man.
Dude, it
James
was
Burke
so much
golfs.
fun. Really?
Yeah. You guys should go do it.
Dude, it was so much fun. I miss golfing. Like, I had
I
such a
want
blast
you
with it.
two and James Burke to go golfing.
Oh, no, not
so
me.
Yes.
I'm not gonna be part of that. No.
It's so hot.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
underneath the
no,
sun all
no.
day, dude. Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Kind of Funny podcast. Thank you very much for joining us this week, this thrilling week. I hope that we taught you a thing or two about some whales, about some colors and how they taste. Maybe why are we here? Hopefully, you'll think about that question and give us some good answers in the comments below.
What do you think the roles of Rob Thomas and Santana should be?
In Andy's weird little
Yeah.
fantasies, his Tahitian treat fantasies. Oh man! Until next time, I love you. Time for the post show.
What was the
Post it up.
what was the response to why are we here? Like we're protecting.
We ended
the
up talking
gorge.
about colored
No,
sodas.
no. I'm talking about red versus blue.
You ever wonder why we're here?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
What was the response to that?
What?
This episode, everything was tied together because we were talking about the polar bears, we were
Red
talking about the
versus blue.
soda, red versus blue.
green.
You ever wonder why we're here? What the fuck?
Do you ever wonder why we're here? And then it's Andy photo on a beach somewhere.
Rob
Rob
Thomas
Thomas
and
and
Carlos
Santana.
Santana.
Andy, come
And
to
a
Florida
lot
and
of
play my
tequila.
golf course. Whoa.
Oh, we need to go to Topgolf.
I know. We really do.
My best friend Brittany and her boyfriend are moving over by my parents' house, and he's a PGA pro. Maybe we can get some hookups. Golf course.
Dude, I fucking
Andy-
love Top Golf.
I've always wanted to learn how to play golf.
Kevin, I could teach you, man.
Kevin, can you scroll up
Yeah?
just a little
You
bit?
teach me to golf. I teach you to swim.
No.
Come on.
Go up. Thank you.
We
Right
got
here.
water hazards.
Joe Merton says Nadal looks like the child of a rat and a crab. I don't remember the pictures anymore, but that's a weird thing to say about someone.
Yeah. Stream of consciousness episode, that's for sure.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
Mac and me has an
Yeah,
alternate
I
scene
know
where
that
the boy
Cactus
gets
Cooler is
killed.
orange. I forgot for a second that Andy was championing green and not
You thought I
orange.
was doing Ecto Cooler.
Yeah.
Hey, you ever had the green from Pico?
It's great.
What about the blue one?
Green,
really good, too.
green and blue. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah. What an episode, man. Starting out talking about the differences between only children and siblings to
I'm not gonna lie to you, both of you, but especially Joey. I would never lie to you. When this episode started, first up, I wasn't necessarily planning on hosting. Didn't have anything planned for the show. So when I was like, "What do you want to talk about?" and you had nothing, I was like, "All right." And I was
Sorry.
like, I have a topic. What makes you happy? I had no idea where that came from. But look where we got.
It's
you
a
know?
great. Yeah,
It happened.
That's my favorite thing about like the local hour on the Dan Le Batard show. It's all just hypotheticals, and it's like
Yeah.
my favorite thing to listen to. It's all them bullshitting and talking about whatever the fuck, and it's like they have a segment called. It's very similar to that where it's like what's good, and they have like a little harp music. It's like, hey guys, today's episode of What's Good. We're talking about things that are good, and they'll accept callers and be like, hey Billy, I'll tell you something that's good. Getting a bunch of green lights in a row. It's like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
That is
And they just talk about whatever the fuck,
love
and
it.
it's just
You know what else is good? When you get a parking spot right in front of your house.
yeah, exactly. And
That
they're
happened to me
"Oh,
last night. I was so excited.
when you plug in the micro USB correctly the first time, or the flashlight the first time. It's like it's just
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Kevin, Andy, you think you're gonna get the Pixel 4? I'm not sure if I want to wait. Get the OnePlus 7 Pro. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get it only because I want like a phone without the notch or whatever, and I just want the newest thing because whatever. And I already paid off this one, but I want to give my old 3XL to my dad because he's got like an old Galaxy phone that's just on its last legs.
Yeah. See, you know how you give your old electronics to your parents? I feel like where I get their hand-me-downs, because they always have cooler shit than I do.
Really?
Yeah. That's my watch is my dad's.
Oh wow.
This phone, I think, is one of the first ones I've ever gotten that hasn't been like a hand-me-down. Because my dad is so like techie.
I'm like
that he always
Tim.
wants like the new thing. He's like, oh, here, I got you a present. I'm like, no, you just gave me that so you had an excuse to get the new thing.
I'm very much like Tim, where it's like even if it's against my better judgment,
Yeah.
like I probably shouldn't be paying for this thing, but I just really, really want that newer thing because of the blah blah blah. Even though it probably won't make a huge difference, but
Yeah.
I've always been a huge sort of tech geek.
I like the new things, but I also just don't want to pay for them.
Yeah.
So I'll just stick with my phone until it dies, and then it'll die on some Let's Play reunion trip in the middle of the trip, and
Oh
Tim
my
will have to
God.
take me to the goddamn AT&T store.
What a nightmare that was.
That was awful. Where it's just like, my phone. I plugged my phone in last night, and now it won't turn on.
That's what I'm scared about. Is like I always like worry about moments like that. Like whenever we go to RTX or just on any trip, I'm always like, what if like someone spills like a bunch of shit on my jacket? Like I have to bring 2 jackets. Like I always just think about like I always panic about things like that so unnecessarily.
Panic at the Disco.
Like, oh, we're gonna be here for 3 nights. I'll take 3 t-shirts. Like, well, what if on one of the days like somebody vomits on my shirt? What if I vomit on my shirt? I'll have to take 4 shirts. You know?
It's the underwear thing, man.
Yeah.
Like
What if I shit my pants?
I bring so many pairs of underwear.
Really?
There's not a chance in fuck I'm gonna shit through that many pairs. You know?
Yeah.
And did you finish Borderlands? No, not yet. I thought I did last night, but it was a little threw me for a loop. I'm torn. I love my Pixel 2, but I really like the pop-up cam on the OnePlus. The pop-up cam worries me. It seems like it's just something mechanical that can fail. With
I
the
don't
little,
like
it's cool
Yeah.
shit because it's all screen. Like I love that.
That's asking to be broken, though. I
yeah,
feel
like that just seems like another piece that another
It's in
mechanism
your
that will stop
pocket,
working.
Yeah. Something.
It might get snagged on something, or I worry about shit like that all the time.
peripheral pieces.
And the Pixel 4 doesn't have the notch. It does have like a taller forehead. Not a taller, but it has a forehead. It isn't edge to edge. It's not doing like the Samsung Galaxies, I think, look really, really cool, but they have the hole punch. And it's like, it's cool, but during a video, will it bother me if that hole punch is in the way? Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I'm excited. My my phone, my 11 Pro Max, great name, getting out on Friday.
Ooh, that is exciting.
Yeah. And it's just
Do you
so
just
weird.
trade in your old phone? Is that the deal?
Yeah. And I'm 2 years in now where it's like, I don't need the update. I don't really care for it, but it's like, you might as well just do it. But like, I love this phone
How
so
come
much, man.
you didn't update last year?
I did.
Oh, you did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to update every year forever now if
Got it.
this plan keeps going.
Andy, if you had to get a facial piercing, not counting gauges, what would you get? I would get a nostril piercing. I always wanted a nostril piercing.
Really?
Yeah. Like, not enough
They're
to
fun.
go out and get one, but
Yeah.
if I was a teenager, I would have said lip piercing like Tom DeLonge.
I wanted snake bites so bad, and I just could never pull the trigger on it.
Or snake bites the.
It's the
And you get
two
both
on.
of them.
Oh no, I wanted the two on one side.
Oh.
No,
that are
snake
close
bites
together.
both because like fangs.
Then what are the two on when they're too close together?
I don't even know if it's anything. I think it's just
Oh, there's definitely a name for it.
yeah.
Maybe
the
those are
snake
spider
bite.
bites.
They
might be spider
because Claudio
bites.
Sanchez from Coheed and Cambria had the two snake bites on like each of his lips or whatever.
Yeah.
I
Do you
think
guys-
we need a phone show. I used to be so into tech. I'm just not into it that as much as I used to be. But back in the day, like when Joshua Topolsky was on Engadget, that's like I was all about Engadget podcasts, and then he left and he created a new thing called like This Is My Next, and it was like, hey, I'm so and so, and this is my next phone, or this is my next
Yeah.
laptop. I loved listening to tech podcasts, and then eventually
Linus
I moved on
Tech
to The
Tips,
Verge.
man.
I love Tiny. Yeah, like
so good.
Kevin introduced me to Linus. I love
Good
his
stuff,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Love it.
But MKBHD is
Oh,
somebody
he's
I've been
so
watching.
fucking
For,
good,
I've
man.
watched him for ages, dude.
He's great, and I really like. He cares about the craft of making a video.
Oh my god, yes.
So it's like I feel like his stuff's very elevated.
So
he
high
uses
production.
the tech that he's talking about to make the videos better. It's cool
Yeah.
shit. Like it a lot.
I saw like his iPhone stuff. He's sitting there with like the chest piece that's a red camera.
Yeah, he
And
flips it out
it's
like, wait, is
fuck,
that it?
that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, he's dope.
And all of his videos, I watch him. I'm like, how is this the crispest video I've ever seen in my life?
Red.
How
dude.
does YouTube not
'Cause he's
destroy
making-
this video?
He's making vlog stuff with a fucking red. Like it's so unnecessary. That's so unwieldy. But he's like, fucking, I'm doing it.
I don't understand what format I have to render in order for videos not to get destroyed by YouTube.
Compression.
Like with the recent Digital Foundry shit, where they're showing graphical differences between the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro for Borderlands. I'm watching. I'm like, this doesn't look like it's on YouTube. How does this look so fucking good? And why do my videos always artifact? I don't get it.
You know who you should talk to about this.
I think it's
No
an
joke.
H.264 thing. I don't think they're rendering at H.264.
And I only suggest this at your
Brand.
yeah. You guys, he cares about that shit so much, and like he is a maniac. Where he like has done so many different tests to figure out like
What looks the best?
what looks the best with different scenarios of all that shit. I don't know if you want to start that 4 hour long
that's-
conversation,
yeah.
but
That's a 3-week vacation I'll have to take.
yeah, exactly. But
What KFMDM? Wow, remember that band? KMFDM, remember?
don't.
And the Mortal Kombat soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. No, his name is MKBHD, Marcus Brownlee.
you might know him from the YouTube Rewind video this year.
Sure.
Lexi-
Tim,
Yes,
you were asking about the background. It's the wrong size, and it has been, I think, for a long time. Always.
I mean it hasn't always for sure.
I think it might have always been there.
Oh,
It could just be that this version, like, because I remember at one point it was wrongly sized, and then I corrected it, and it could be that this is the first one since we don't have all our files available and shit.
No, because I have those files available, and that's the file I was just showing you with the properties.
Yeah, because I remember
'Cause
we
it
talked.
could be that Nick doesn't know what the right size is, and he just exported out with the old size with the new background images.
1176 by 672.
Yeah,
So
all right.
specific.
I know, that's the shape,
Happy I
man.
remember.
Yeah, because I remember
specific.
the background was always at the wrong size.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I created a new one, I created it at the wrong size again because that's just what the PSD was in. And Kevin was like, "Oh, that's not it." I was like, "Well, that's what the PSD is."
Yeah.
So then I corrected that.
But the issue is only visible down here. See this little tiny corner?
Mm-hmm.
You can't even see it on that side.
Yeah,
But I see it. I feel it. I know it.
pretty much.
I
Thanks,
should
Joey.
also update the background anyway.
Yeah, it's about done.
That's just like such a low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the list of priorities,
Yeah.
so low.
So low.
Does
That's
anyone
your name.
know what happened to Jesse McCartney and his beautiful soul? That was definitely on the train of music we were talking about earlier
Yeah.
today. He was on that Summerland show
He
that I really
started
liked.
his career in a group called Dream Streets.
Baby down on Dream Street.
Yes, that was.
Something like
I think
that.
he had a song. They had a song called "Parents Don't Need to Know."
Parents don't understand.
Oh.
Parents don't understand. That's what it was.
No, that's
No.
Will
Parents
Smith.
don't
No,
need to know
that's
some
yeah,
bad
that's
stuff.
different.
Some bad stuff.
And it was featured on the Pokemon 2000 movie soundtrack.
Wow.
Is that with M2M?
That was Pokemon, the first movie soundtrack. Joey, get educated. Okay.
Is that
Yeah,
always the
that's a lot to
bottom
take
left
in.
pick? What? Oh, Nick?
Yeah.
Probably.
Which,
yeah.
honestly, one of the best pictures ever taken
Yeah.
by mankind.
Wes Ellis.
Wes
Ellis
Ellis.
West.
Never forget. All right, guys. That's the
It's
end
not
of the
it
post
happens
show.
every time. They don't understand.
Time when I see you. Oh, God. What a slap and a half. Bye.
Bye.
I haven't seen that movie. Yes, man. I haven't seen Goon. I heard it's really good.
I don't know what that is.
It's an old Sean William Scott movie.